Oh, we're live! It's time! We were in a very intense discussion, and I genuinely forgot that we were about to stream.
It was about Altheya.
It's fine. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's High Rollers Day!
The police.
What?
Welcome, everybody. I'm your master.
Wow.
I'm your daddy.
Hey.
I'm your dungeon master, Mark Sherlock Humes.
Hey, papi.
Papi. No, I am your dungeon master, Mark Sherlock Humes.
Oh, that's worse.
And I am joined by your games master. That's less worse.
Yeah.
I'm joined, as always, by these cheeky chaps and chapesses and chaplets. Gender neutral.
I'm a chaplet. Yeah.
We got Ree, we got Trot, we got Kim.
Chaplets or chapped lips?
Chaplet. Oh, I'm that too, yeah. Chap lips.
On the other side, we got Tommy Hazel and Katie.
Hey, what up? Hey, what up?
Got a nice flowery shirt on today, Tom.
Thank you.
Nice, looking good. I don't know, he's always wearing like purple and brown. It's nice to see him.
No.
It's been pretty jazzy.
What am I? What is this? Rois episode 1 to 180?
Shirt strikes
Right.
again.
Couple of quick things to run through today.
No.
Wow. Yes. In fact, actually, yes.
Oh.
No.
She can't believe it.
First things first is we wanted to give a shout out to Monument Studios. Monument
Yes.
Studios, we've been using some of their music. They do lots of fantastic fantasy.
You've heard them before.
You've heard them before because we've been using their music in Altheya. But no, we've been using a bunch of their music for a while now, and they are launching a Kickstarter on the 20th of August.
Very soon.
To introduce you to Fantasy Plus, which is an Emmy-nominated TTRPG-focused audio and music service. Over 5,000 Hollywood-grade, Tom Cruise-approved audio files.
That's not true.
5,000.
And then, as with the Kickstarter, there's going to be add-ons such as Foundry modules, digital maps, over 100 gigabytes of raw audio files, custom commissions, lifetime passes, and more. That's all going to be available as part of their Kickstarter that they're launching on the 20th of August. And like I said, we've been using their stuff for a while now, so we wanted to just do a little shout-out to Monument Studios about their upcoming Kickstarter, because it sounds pretty cool.
Look, Chris Trot's kind of fussy when it comes to music.
He is. He really is.
Fussy.
I'm very fussy, and I was actually impressed when Monument Studios reached out to us initially at the start of Altheya, saying like, "Would you like to use this music?" And I was like, "Roll eyes."
Oh, listen, I guess.
But it turns out it's actually genuinely good music, and I would
bangers.
personally, Commander Trot approves.
There you go.
Chris Trot approved.
Chris Trot approved. Any nominated, Chris Trot approved. They can put that on their Kickstarter. Chris, put a big picture of your face.
Oh, what is that?
This is some of the music that is going to be featured. I believe this is from the Wraith.
Oh, Wrath.
Ice Crown is being played right now.
Wrath, yes.
Wrath, not Wraith.
So I believe this is going to be like an extra special part of the Kickstarter for launching on the 20th of August as well.
I'm spooked.
So good.
Spooky.
So good, though.
Very cool.
Wow.
But yeah, just a little shout out for them because, like I said, we've been using their music for a while, and we thought it was only fair that we give a little shout out about their cool Kickstarter they got coming up.
Go check it out.
Speaking of music, though,
Oh, yeah?
ho ho! You won't guess. You might remember a little composer named Jolene. She did the Altheya
vaguely.
main theme. She only went and bloody won that Crit Award, didn't she? Woo-woo! Massive congratulations to Jolene for Altheya, the main theme over on the Crit Awards, but also a big special thank you to all of you at home, because you're the ones who voted to make it happen.
Yeah.
And Jolene was very touched.
She's now award-winning.
Award-winning Jolene.
We have award-winning theme music.
Award-winning theme
pretty
music, we
cool.
do. But also, yeah, I know in Jolene's little speech, did a big thank you to High Rollers in the community as well. So we wanted to celebrate that with you guys as well.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jolene
just
is
a little
the best.
casual award-winning main theme.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Jolene. Yeah, we love you. Thanks very much for all your hard work and all your amazing music. We love it.
Which you'll hear in a second.
Which
Don't
you'll hear
worry.
in just a minute. Next thing to talk about is, right, I know. I do it every week. We talk about the live shows. 17th of September, Adelphi
right.
Theatre, High Rollers
Okay.
Live. But do you know what? I'm going to spice it up a bit this week.
Yeah.
Would you like to know a little bit about what the live show's going to be?
Oh, it's High
Kinda.
Rollers, right?
Yes,
It is
D&D
High
live
Rollers
on
based.
Adelphi.
You will be joining us, those of you who have got your tickets
What?
and are joining us. What did he say? I didn't listen
I don't
to
know what
him.
he's saying. He was just mumbling.
I was mumbling.
I just ignored him.
It was all correct. I
Sure.
don't know.
But no, those of you who have got your tickets, you will get to experience a wonderful adventure. It is going to be one of our side quests, so it is going to be a canonical Althean adventure,
Provided no one dies.
providing that there isn't anything too spectacular that
Yeah.
goes wrong. But it is going to be a canonical Althean adventure that is based around an event that happens once every roughly sort of 98 years, 100 years, where a proto-magi vault flies across Altheya. And this vault was given the name of Jahan's Comet by the first adventurer to discover that it was, in fact, a proto-magi vault that could be explored. And Jahan's Comet is going to pass over Ashen's Rest for this once in every sort of 100 years, every 98 years event. And Duke Ignarius and Emberissa and Obsidius have asked our adventurers to head on up into the Proto-Magi Vault and to aid them getting up there to discover what treasures it has and to ensure that the wrong hands don't get hold of these Proto-Magi relics and treasures that may be on Jahan's Comet, this Proto-Magi Vault. But they only have a very short window to get in, loot the place and get out because
a few hours, perhaps.
Because Jahan's Comet, as it hurtles across Elmera, soon it will leave the Elmeran borders and fly back up into the dark void, into the stars and the skies beyond, and will vanish for another 100 years.
So if we get yeeted into the void, it's not Ken.
Basically that, yes.
Yeah.
But that is going to be the little
Sounds
adventure.
familiar.
Yes.
Or we suddenly end up in space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life for
How I
us.
tie it all together. No, but that is going to be the premise of our adventure.
Very cool.
I'm tinkering with some title ideas.
Finally delving the vaults.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, in a side quest.
But for canonical.
Could be.
Side
Could be.
But yeah,
Vault hunters, you could call us.
maybe.
No.
Just like the
the
really
Borderlands.
popular movie. Anyway, but that is it. So that's a little information. 17th of September, Adelphi Theatre. We're going to try and make it as accessible as possible. So all of the stuff about who the Proto-Magi are, what the vaults are, we'll explain all of that. I think it's going to be quite a good one. If people don't know much about High Rollers, they only know a little bit about D&D, because it's basically going to be a get in, smash through it,
Rob the
loot,
bank,
rob
get out.
a dungeon,
Heist.
get out.
Rob a
Hey,
comet.
Rob a comet heist.
Comet heist.
Oh.
But yeah, that's going to be the plan. Hopefully we will see you there. And if you don't have your tickets, or if you've got friends who you think you would enjoy something like that, get them to go and buy a ticket right now, because they're on sale. Get them in the link. Come and see the show. It's
Yeah.
going to be a good time. We're going to have costumes. There's going to be props.
Yeah.
We did a funny video about it.
Yeah.
I think it was really funny.
It was great. It
We'll
was
be
really good.
there.
We'll be there.
Did anyone get your reference, by the way, of the D20?
I hope so. I hope that there are people out there that appreciate a good Simpsons joke, because if not, I don't want to live in this world
That's
anymore.
too big.
It's too big. What's the biggest bird feeder you have? It's too big. Anyway, with that, that's it for my announcements. Anything else around the table?
I'm going to be in Edinburgh this week.
Edinburgh Fringe.
If you see me, no, you didn't. No, say hi.
Go watch the show. What day is the show on?
23rd and 24th.
23rd and 24th. Call it Cthulhu.
Jasper's there too.
Yeah. We love Jasper. We love everyone. It's got a good little crew, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good Josephine, Jasper. Yeah, lovely.
Call of Cthulhu, acronym. Cock.
With that note, let's run the intro.
Yeah.
Award-winning.
Welcome back to Altheya, the Dragon Empire. After competing in the Festival of the Forged nightly tournament, our heroes enjoyed an evening at the Ducal Palace as guests of His Draconic Majesty, Duke Ignarius. During the evening's celebrations, Grutheth of Tremoro spoke with Sonora Kell of the Circle of Loyal Hounds, a knightly order of older knights, whom Grutheth had been seeking to join. Before the gathered knights and influential citizens of Ashen Rest, Grutheth was accepted as a knight-errant and given the first of 3 challenges to become a true knight. Later in the evening, the party was called to meet with Duke Ignarius and another of his personal knights of the realm, a cheerful halfling woman called Dame Cassandra Maurice. Dame Cassandra, Duke Ignarius, and his daughter Lady Emberissa requested the heroes' aid in a number of matters in the local area. Dame Cassandra had learned of odd goings-on in the Rustwale Woods and sent her squire ahead to investigate, while she herself would be heading southwest to the shores of Lake Irivax to meet with an old friend who had sent warnings of a mysterious doom. Lady Emberissa asked the heroes to travel to the southeast to an area called the Ash Hills to look for a missing knight, Sir Eldrac Ignis, who had gone in search of an heirloom created by Emberissa's mother. As the heroes discussed these opportunities on the way back from the Duke's palace, Sister Ophelia Della Rosa of the House of Blood brought up an offer she had given to the spirit of Tyrea, the woman murdered in the inn they now owned, and how she could be sent to Osseous to join the House of Shadows as a child of the Gravefather. Using Daisy Thistleheart's strange powers, they were able to talk to Tyrea and ask her what she wanted, and it was clear that Tyrea was keen to do as Ophelia had offered. But today's session begins with a new day. You went to sleep, you rested, and whilst you do, at least one of you dreams. Xanthias.
No, come on, bro. I don't
I was
wanna.
obvious it was gonna be.
No, I don't. I wake up.
You can't.
Oh.
Old hag syndrome.
Xanthias, you
Paralysis deep.
find yourself in Ashen's Rest.
Okay.
Everything is burning. Just like when the lamplight is attacked, you can hear the roar of dragons and see their draconic shapes in the swirling smoke that surrounds you, being brought up by the flames, but it feels enclosed. You can't see more than a few houses, few streets, almost like it's the whole town is full of smoke and ash and flame. Your throat burns from the ash and smoke you're inhaling, and your arm is so badly burned it has blackened and is in agony. You can feel that pain and burning beginning to spread across your body. What do you do?
Oh.
I die.
I mean, is there a ember that is? I mean, do I have any? Because in a dream state, do I have any idea of like the night prior? Do I know I'm in a dream? Am I just like? Is there an entire backstory that's formed as part of this dream? Do I believe this is me?
You are in Ashen's Rest. You recognize the buildings, the burning pennants of Duke Ignarius's heraldry and colors. Your arm burns. Smoke and ash fill the air. Dragons fight all around you, it seems. And you can hear screams, people trapped, but you can't see anyone. Everywhere you look, the empty streets, the cobblestone streets of Ashen Rest are empty.
I will run through those streets and I guess try to, if I have to go through fire to do so, I suppose I will, to try to get towards those screams.
You begin to run through the streets, panic rising, your body burning. not sure where you're even running to, trying to follow the sound of the screams, but every time you run down a street or turn into an alleyway, it's like the screams are being pulled further away to different parts, coming from all around you. And still, up in the clouds, you cannot see the sky, for it is so choked dark with smoke and ash, but something, draconic shapes move, flying past, roaring, deafeningly loud. You run again, twisting and turning, but everywhere you run doesn't seem to pull you closer towards those screams. You don't see gates, you don't see the inn, you can't find anything, just endless streets like a labyrinth. And then eventually you come to the plaza, the central plaza. You recognize this. It's a large, open, circular space, but what draws your eye immediately is at the center of it, there is a fountain. A fountain made of gold. Its golden, glittering shape like that of a dragon, but its head has been broken off, one of its wings broken off. But in the glittering gold, the flames and the ash and the smoke create these red and black shadows that seem to fall and drift and scatter across its glittering surface. But the fountain is filled with clear, cool-looking water. You begin to feel that one of those draconic shapes out there in the smoke, one of them stops. It begins to look. You know, even though you cannot see its eyes or its face, you know that that dragon is looking at you. You glance around once more, and in the window of a building that looks church-like, you see two young twin girls with blonde hair just staring at you from the window. When you look back to the fountain, you see that there's a figure there, wearing a tattered brown robe that's burning, fraying at the edges. Hunched over the fountain, stooped next to it as if they've fallen or taken a moment of respite to lean against it for stability. And they dip a hand. You can see that their skin is gold. They dip a hand in, filling it, cupping the water, and they bring it to the hood. You can't see the face, and you hear a
What? There's so much going on here. They're okay. Just that it's like sating them. It's
Come, it is quite cool. It will cool your throat, cool your arm and your burns.
in that case. I'll slowly walk towards this person. Are those figures still in the tavern looking out?
You look up. You can see it's not a tavern, it's a church. Church of the Scion. And looking out from a window, their faces implacable, unreadable. Two young girls. One looks thin and sickly, the other is taller, blonde hair, and they're watching you.
Okay.
And you can still feel that draconic presence also watching you from beyond the smoke. As you begin to step towards that fountain and that crisp, clear water, you can see that water, it glows. You begin to feel that it's not just water, it radiates power.
Yes. Drink, friend. Come and drink.
What do their hands look like? Can I see them beyond the robe?
See the hand, as the robe is almost covering them, but it's ever burning. It doesn't ever seem to burn more, but the bottoms of it are like they're always alight and embers smoldering. Their hand is pure gold. It's humanoid, but there's claws and a touch of something alien to it.
Okay.
It's not scales, but it doesn't look quite right.
I will motion towards the water, but with my good hand, my unburned hand. Almost like looking at them for, I guess, approval, I suppose? Like, am I doing the right thing here? This hand or that hand?
You can't see their face. Their hood is kind of covering you. They're hiding their features from you. There's just a dark shape.
Okay. In that case, I'd try and cup some water with just my good hand for now, not putting my...
As soon as your normal hand touches the water, it's so blissfully cooling. There's a part of you that desperately wants to plunge that burning arm because it feels like it's burning on a fire and it's spreading up to your neck and into your chest, and you want to almost throw yourself into the pool to cool off, and your throat burns and aches so parched and dry. Out of game, because you are, and we have now revealed the nature of the crown steel.
Sure.
You as a player, Tom, can have an element of choice here, because I'm going to ask you to make a saving throw.
Okay.
You can willingly choose to fail that saving throw. This saving throw is your crown steel corruption saving throw.
That I can choose to...
You can resist, or you can choose to fail it.
Given that, and I feel like if the dream is filled with all this symbolism and all these characters, I am aligning with particular characters that I know, obviously, in real world, that I chose to put my uncorrupted hand into the fountain. I will attempt to resist it.
Okay.
But I mean, if the dream comes up again and I start to use that corrupted hand or corrupted parts more, then we'll see.
So before I narrate what happens, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw. You may not use, we've not rolled it yet, and the reason I've not rolled it yet is because you cannot use fate on these saving throws.
Okay. Constitution. Sorry, my thing is taking ages to load. Okay, Constitution, so just straight saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
+7. Natural 20.
Oh my god.
So 27.
Wow.
You cup the water in your hand, and you begin to bring it closer to your mouth, ready to drink. And something in you begin to retch. No, you don't. This water, it smells foul and wrong, and as it touches, it burns and it tingles like acid, and you just catch a glimpse of the figure in the tattered robe with the golden hand. As you catch a glint of maybe a jaw and a sort of look of displeasure as the dream ends.
Oh, I was going to say the moment I see that displeasure, I'd almost like reach out to try and grab the cloak to pull it off them, but...
It's almost the dream ends as you go to reach for it, and then it's like the way that dreams do, you suddenly awaken yourself. You have succeeded on that saving throw.
Nice. Or, depending on how things go, bad.
That was a good natural 20, man.
That was
The dice knew.
The dice knew. I'm going to have to incorporate that. That's staying there. You're mine now. I love you.
As a note, you have hit the threshold for the corruption. So as we discussed before, these guys knew about it, but now we can sort of talk a bit more openly about it.
Yeah.
When that threshold recurs again, you will need to repeat that saving throw.
But harder? Potentially?
Maybe.
Okay.
The DC, I'm not going to reveal too much about it, but the DC will get harder. I'm not going to say under what circumstances. But basically, Crown Steel, once it has a hold on you, the longer you are around it, this is out of game knowledge. In Xanthias' case, every certain amount of X days, he has to test the corruption to see if his body is resisting the corrupting effects of the Crown Steel. And it has effects. It has good and bad effects.
I've made Constitution saves before.
Yeah.
And I think I failed them, and that's what led to the hand. But I've not stopped the spread of the arm, right? It's just
keep in mind that the arm spread is very slow.
Yeah.
Like it's very, very gradual.
It's not like I've bought myself 2 weeks of time here. It's like, well, maybe I have. Okay, maybe I have. I know as much as everyone else at this point.
Does that speed up, though, if he uses it? If he uses that Empower? Because when he used the Empower, it went further up his arm, didn't it, before?
It may speed the corruption. The more he... But again, I don't want to say too much because it does have law reasons and things.
I won't forfeit.
I don't know. You were
late.
close. There was a part of you that you were like, well, I kind of want to fail this saving throw.
That's the thing. I think eating away constantly is like a voice that is gradually over time getting louder and louder and louder. That's like, resist it. Just give into it. And eventually I feel like that is going to... I mean, I guess that's why the Constitution saves maybe get harder or whatever, or it just eats away more and more. I'm going to want this motherfucker. And I'm
Anyway.
going to grab it.
With that, Xanthius awakes, and as to the rest of you, on a fresh new day, I believe it is the... I will tell you the exact date.
Oh,
It is...
Blorf
the...
Day.
It is the...
My Blorf Day.
It is the 3rd day of the first moon of Bronze Glow. 3rd day, first moon, Bronze Glow.
First day. First
This is great, Tom.
Third
Moon.
day of the first moon.
Third moon day,
of
glow.
Goldland.
Third
You made me write
Third
that.
bronze. Third moon, Bronze Day, Glow. 1.
Third day of first moon of bronze. That's what I wrote. You made me write first
Thursday.
moon of bronze.
First moon.
Or bronze.
First bronze.
What have I written?
7th day.
Day of first moon of bronze glow.
Third
Wow.
day,
Yeah, you did
third
Okay.
day,
You did it right.
Sunday.
first moon, Bronze Glow.
August 2024.
December.
Let's find out what the weather is like.
Fire truck. Freight train.
Activate.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. What a lovely night.
Perception check.
Insight.
It is, you begin to feel, this is the first day where there is a pleasant warmth in the air. You've been going through spring, there's been wind and rain, light, nothing too heavy, not in winter, not heavy downpours, not heavy cold or snowfall, but enough of like a slight overcastness or a chill or a wind in the air, a little bit of rain here and there, a few spring showers. But today feels like you are moving towards summer. It feels warmer, there's a very pleasant, warm breeze on the air that just kind of drifts out. And immediately you can tell that Ashen Rest as a town, has a sort of invigorating effect. Everybody's up, everybody's like enjoying the sunshine, windows are being thrown open, people are hanging out there washing on washing lines between the streets, they're attending to their flowers and pots and plants, potted plants outside their buildings. This has like a really pleasant like late spring, early summer vibe to it.
We'd love to do the same. This is where I'd open my windows, if I had one.
But they weren't broken. And yeah, you find it is a morning. How's everyone feeling? What's everyone up to?
Probably still asleep.
I can't remember the sleeping arrangements, but we just kind of slept on the floor, right?
Well, you currently have the main room of the inn, which doesn't have any real furniture. It's all been broken. Percival's cleared most of it away. You do have 3 kind of rented rooms up on the 2nd floor with the balcony, and then you have the attic room, which is Tyrea's room, I guess. Some of you think of it that way. The bedrooms themselves could easily sleep 1 or 2 people if you just had bedrolls on the floor. They do have better roofs. They have like more intact roofs. The main room is the one which has got a massive hole that lets all the rainwater in. All the floorboards are quite rotten and stinky in here, but the actual bedrooms are actually serviceable-ish. Not comfortable, but
We reached some sort of agreement between all of us of where people sleep, knowing that Daisy sleeps for
12 hours.
12 hours a day.
Like a
A
cat.
healthy 12 hours.
Yeah. Is there a particular arrangement that we have?
Yeah, because if anybody's sharing with Xanthius, they might find that Xanthius wakes with a start, perhaps, or...
I'm a night screamer.
It really would have been in the outbuilding, but if it's being shrined up.
Oh yeah, you just don't sleep, do you?
Yeah, you could sleep in there eventually, but right now there's probably building work and stuff. Or it was being finished. It would be finished today. So.
Nice. So yeah, she'll probably sleep in the house, the main house, today.
I think Gruff would probably be in the same room as Dan, the kind of hangover from when we were traveling on the road and
Yeah.
he was like,
Protect your meek and
Yeah.
vulnerable and infirm.
all that
Yeah.
gubbins. But
me.
I would probably say that Gruff, being an early riser, is probably up and out. I was thinking he was probably actually cleaning the armor, the Masterwork scale armor, having prized it off himself.
Where are you cleaning it? In the Enticing Devil?
Probably somewhere down the main
The main
area.
bar area.
Yeah.
Rowan pokes his head up from behind the bar. What's that squeaking noise? He wakes
Yeah,
up
because it
from
would
behind
be.
the bar.
It's like wyvern. It's like Drake scale, so
Yeah.
you'd be oiling it. So
Yeah.
it'd be like making sure all the scales are polished and things like that, and oiling it, keeping it supple.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear the squeaking. Rowan pops up from behind the bar. You can hear the sounds of outside. Probably the like really early morning crew. The final finishing touches have been finished on the shrine, and the stonemasons are packing up their things and basically heading out now, having finished the work on Ophelia's shrine.
Yeah, Ophelia will probably run through the house, out the front door. Hey, good morning, boys, bye! And then
Up early for a change for Ophelia
Yes.
as well. Like no, lazing around, no needing to be nudged out of bed by Percival. Up and ready, waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you will see Ophelia running out, excited.
Just a left to right.
Phew.
Look, and that's it.
You would notice, like, Ophelia, because again you're very attuned to necromancy and undead and things like that. Moving through the garden, there is a large, expansive garden at the back of the inn, and it does have a bit of a oppressive feeling even during the daylight hours. You can tell that Tyrea's necrotic energy has infested the building, the garden, everywhere here. And it doesn't feel good. You're used to undead, but it has that feeling of sorrow and sadness sort of built into it. So as you move through that to get to the shrine, there is a little bit of a kind of like moving through a graveyard, and it feels a bit uncomfortable. But you get into the shrine, and you can see that, the work has all been completed. The builders have cleaned up, taken their tools. Everything is as you requested. There is a large stone altar with a statue of a facsimile, thank you, of the Grave Father. They not going based on your sketches. It's pretty much close to what you described as a kind of robed figure with a skull-like face, sitting on like a throne, very authoritatively. The altar is not massive, but it's well designed and beautifully engraved. There are wooden pews, like benches, cushioned benches. The building can probably sit about 10 to 12 people in it. You have like iron candelabras with like candles, in the corners, red drapes, no window frames or anything like that. No windows have been placed into it yet, but it is completed to the standards you requested. And
It is perfect.
because of that, your first bastion upgrade, your shrine. So the shrine, as you did spend a good chunk of money on it, and it has a holy purpose. The shrine comes with several benefits.
For everyone?
For the anybody who worships the Grave Father.
I see. Okay.
So Ophelia can conduct a ritual that has a number of options of benefits from it.
Okay.
And one of those benefits can apply to worshippers and believers of the Grave Father.
I'll convert.
I mean, face it, that's going to be all of us by the end of this.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes.
I
think-
shopping.
I think hearing Ophelia run outside the bedroom is enough to make Xanthias come out of the... Because, the balcony, it's going to be creaky. Ophelia probably stomps through one of the floorboards as she goes.
The whole place is run down enough that there are squeaky floorboards, rotten floorboards. You have to be careful where you step.
In need of modernisation.
This is like a proper abandoned building with a massive hole in the roof. This place is in a bad shape.
I guess you're outside cleaning her armour, if that's what they call it nowadays. And Rowan's asleep
Wow.
behind the bar.
What are you insinuating there?
Huh?
What are you insinuating
You're
something?
cleaning your armour.
I don't like your tone.
You're polishing your armour. You're buffing your leather. I hate that.
These are all things that Gruff are doing.
Great.
Yeah.
And as you should.
Rowan's watching.
Okay.
He's been watching the whole time.
You guys down there buffing your leather?
Yeah.
I say, as Xanthias.
Isn't that just what normal men do?
Yeah.
Rowan's oiling up his long
We're
sword.
guys.
Some guy thinks.
We're just normal guys.
It's not a
Just innocent men buffing our armour.
Good. Great.
We take a little oil and we polish our supple leather armor.
Rowan would join Gruff in I guess we're doing this now. And he would prepare some of his stuff and oil it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Can I borrow some oil? I don't have any.
of course. Everything's seen a lot of action in the last few days, so I thought, better get us ship shape,
That's true.
While people figure out what they're doing, can we have some D6 rolls for our crucible as well?
Oh, yes.
Crucible.
Watch this.
4.
Yeah. Yes. I got 6.
That's a dice for you guys.
4.
It's a dice for you guys.
I had that 4.
It's a dice for you guys.
6.
A dice for you guys, and a dice for you guys.
Oh, damn! Loaded.
Oh.
Full house.
Oh!
Dice for you guys.
Now is the perfect opportunity to make some mistakes.
Sure is.
Let's go out there and
It's
fuck shit
happening
up.
when we're not in the middle of a giant battle or anything. It's like,
Chill
what do you
day.
want to do in the
Have a
house?
nice day. Stay on.
Right now, let's go outside and start fighting someone.
I want to pick a fight.
I'm feeling lucky today.
There are things you can do that are not fighting that require dice rolls, but sure. You guys take a bit of time. Gruff, you've been up for a while, like getting all the armor fixed. It's probably about 9 a.m. Like by the time Xanthias and Ophelia and everybody else in the building work is finished, it's about 9 a.m. You guys have. Is there anything you guys specifically want to do, or are you just gonna sort of, wait, or what's the plan here?
I heard
I'm going to sit on the
Ophelia.
balcony with my legs dangling over the edge watching.
Your little perch, yeah, Daisy's little perch.
I heard Ophelia running out of the building quite fast. Is everything okay?
I think her shrine is ready.
Oh.
Builders have been at it since the early hours. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's very rude. If they do that, then they should at least bring coffee and pastries.
I'm surprised the noise didn't wake you too.
It somewhat did. I tried to ignore it for a while, though. I would have preferred another hour. She's just got her head against one of the banisters and she's just dangling her feet over the edge.
I want to see this masonry work.
Yeah, well, are we the Tyrea thing? Are we going to see that? Are we joining in? Are we helping? Is there something we need to do? We just need to talk to Ophelia, right?
If Ophelia needs assistance, I'll, gladly be one to help.
Okay, and then we need to talk about which of the missions we need to embark on as well.
Lots of decisions.
I also need to return this armor.
They said that they would pick it up, didn't they?
I suppose, yes. That needs to go at some point today.
It's okay.
You see his paw just tighten slightly on, the bit of
You
it.
just polish that bit.
But look, it was tailor-made for you. No one else can wear it. So one day, we'll just go right back,
Yeah.
and we'll just buy it back.
How much did he say it was? Something like 8,000 gold or something.
We didn't actually get a price for that one. We got a price for one of Ophelia's things, which wasn't even custom. So it's going to be a lot.
Honestly, I kind of blacked out when I heard 1,000.
I think when you
Yeah.
say 8,000, there's kind of a part of Xanthias that looks down at his chest like. Here you go.
Only
Thanks,
we're that
Xanthias.
easy.
That's a really nice present.
Yeah, I just turn into. I'm like the guy at the end of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I start melting.
I'll wear this armor and think of you.
So is the plan to go and see
Yeah, check
Ophelia's
it out.
shrine? Yeah. So when they make their way over, you would all have the same experience because to get to the shrine, because I don't think a gate hasn't been put into the fence yet. So to get to the shrine, you have to go out into the garden, then out round, and you kind of get that same thing. The garden, it's overgrown. There are these kind of nasty-looking plants, like thick vines. You see the single apple tree, and it has this kind of oppressive graveyard feeling. But you make your way through it and into a pretty well rebuilt shrine. Like what began as a kind of outhouse, it has stone foundations and then sort of wooden walls and a roof, a tiled roof. That's all been repaired. Stone foundations have been given a new lease of life and kind of tidied up and refreshed up as well. And you can see that inside, this beautiful wooden furniture, stone carving, stone kind of columns, and this beautiful altar, a little perhaps ominous to you guys. This dark figure in a, broad shoulders in a robe, skull face, crown on its head, holding like a rod with a skull on top of it, and a goblet in the other hand that looks like a bowl for blood. Just looks very, with these, and then beautiful like red drapes behind it, right? You have like all this beautiful red drapery and the colors of the Grey Father and things like that.
Yeah. So that's the
Hello.
one. Oh, Ophelia, hi. Oh, you need to stop jumping out at people.
Sorry, I didn't hear you approaching. Isn't it fabulous?
Is this the?
This is the
Grey
Grey Father.
Father?
Yes, isn't
Wow.
he
Well,
Oh.
yes, he's
handsome? He's much more impressive in real life. He's much bigger.
bigger.
Bigger than that.
Bigger.
Wow.
Okay. More blood and bones.
More blood and bones where? Where?
He's covered in it's a lot of death. I know it's your whole thing, but
Yes. Well, it's death is celebrated almost. It's not morbid. It's ta-da,
I should point out as well, the altar, like the statue, is not that big in the shrine. It is, it's like a statue. It's probably an altar. Yeah, it's like a bust. Yeah, it's like a large, but it's on top of the altar.
Is it weeping blood?
Not yet.
Not yet.
okay. Well, it's if it's to your liking, then
much so.
good.
Look at all the pews. I can have so many people in here.
You can. This place is much bigger than I remember it being.
It's wonderful. So, will you be joining me this morning? I need to do a little bit of shopping before we get the prayers started.
So,
Hello.
hello. Good morning.
Morning.
So all of this,
Yes.
what is going to happen? Specifically, is it scary?
So scary. It's
Uh,
sermons, some prayers. Maybe find a way to send Tyrea up to the Grey Father using this.
But what does that entail? Do we need to like a ritual like we did in the tavern, or?
Probably a ritual, sort of. I would probably need to ask the Grey Father how I would.
is he
proceed.
coming?
Well, no, I'll probably just try and pray at the altar and maybe see if he can give me some guidance.
Right. Like the cathedral.
Like the cathedral?
Yes. like a
Daisy's
mini
at the
version of
door
that.
peeking around, but she's not fully stepped in.
Morning, Daisy.
We should probably, maybe, do that thing for Tyrea before we invite people to start doing things in the house, because she doesn't like it when we invite people over.
Potentially, but also I kind of want people to see it.
Well, yes, but she might get mad.
You
Do you want to have a talk with her? Do you want me to?
It could be, maybe. That might help. If you wouldn't mind, darling.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, it's just I might have to find her in a little bit because it's very light right now. It's not really her time.
Okay.
Maybe in the afternoon, maybe late afternoon, I can have a word.
Okay. I'll give you time to do some shopping.
So you want an audience for this ritual then?
Yes.
So it'll be us.
Yes, we'll be here, but I mean I feel like
Teresa will probably be coming since she's now following the faith, and
committed then. That's
Is she?
she was very interested.
When did you? Okay,
She
good.
came here, and then we had a lovely discussion.
Oh.
She made her interests very well known. It was wonderful.
Okay, who else would you like here? I mean, we could help.
I've got Vrax coming, Mr. Vrax.
Mr. Arsehole.
Yes.
Yes,
remember you saying.
he might not come. He seemed a bit confused about the whole thing.
Fair enough.
I just thought he'd be a good defender of the faith if we were to go off for adventuring.
You want your first paladin.
Yeah.
Wow, she really power game this one.
Sure.
But also he has connections with what was it? What was the dragon province? Odeskir. So he might be able to put in a good word for the House of Blood at Odeskir, and I think our common understandings align there in that province.
Okay. Would you like other people here? I don't know what. How can we help you? I suppose.
I guess we can invite people round. I suppose get the word out.
Okay.
I've only got seating for 10 though. So
Is
people might have to stand. It might be really popular.
is there a chance this could go wrong?
The only thing that could probably go wrong is that nothing happened, and I would be terribly embarrassed and full of shame.
Okay,
And
so
the
this
great
won't.
father would hate me.
Well, okay, well, but Tyrea won't be enraged, won't be.
Yes, we're putting.
Well, if we can keep her calm.
If we can keep her calm, okay.
We're inviting people, citizens, to a shrine where there is a ghost that's angry.
Yes.
I don't think people are going to want to come here until we've sorted that part out. So I think maybe what we should do is sort that part first, and then the next one. Think of it as a test drive, and then the next one you can invite people
next
over,
ghost.
and then, well, the next anything that you do, and then there won't be any embarrassment, and also Tyrea won't kill anybody, including us.
But then how will people see how powerful and wonderful I am when it comes to sending ghosts to the grave father?
Oh, you want to make an impression?
Did come back from the dead.
That is true, I am
That
good at
left
that.
a.
I think witnessing it is probably a bit
Well,
more.
sure.
Oh, we could do it later. We could do it, yeah, like Daisy suggested.
Just knock this one out now.
Yeah, we'll just do it now, I suppose.
If you like, just maybe talk to the.
As Daisy
Terrifying.
is kind of perched on the edge of it, Daisy, you're somewhat startled as Percival, obviously walking very quietly as he does, brushes past you,
It's
enters the shrine,
Sorry.
bows to Sister Ophelia always, and then will point at Gruffith, and points to back into the inn.
Oh, bloody hell! I've got an appointment. I'll be back.
Okay, see you in a minute. I'll come with you, Graf. I just got really spooked. I'm on edge.
Yeah, Percival bows as you make your way back out. Percival remaining where he is. As you make your way back into the inn, you do see sort of lurking on the outside, sort of looking into the tavern, like sort of trying to see if anybody's in there or awake. You would see several figures, in fact. The first one you easily recognize as it being the Armelier Marthane of Dante's armory, accompanied by his mistress, Ilana Vidante, as well as what appeared to be several other sort of hangers-on and servants, who one of which is carrying like a parasol because it's quite a sunny day, and is carrying like a parasol over Mistress Ilana, and then the other one is seems to have like has several bags and is like carrying things for her, and she's just sort of impassively probably has like a long-stemmed smoking cigarette like thing. Kind of just waiting as they're waiting patiently outside, and Marthane is sort of like looking, not sure whether he can come in or what have you, as they are waiting outside for you.
Hello, as I come around the side.
Ah, Mr. Gruffith.
Sorry, probably best not to go inside. We've got a bit of a ghost problem.
I had been informed that may be the case. Mistress Ilana Vidante, a pleasure to see you again, knight-errant Gruff.
The pleasure is all mine, mistress. You're looking ravishing today.
You are learning the ways of how to act in front of cauldrons, I see. Very good. Thank you. I am feeling very well. How did you find the armor?
It was magnificent, wonderful, perfect.
As should be expected.
It absolutely masterwork. It is the right name for it. It was a masterwork.
Yes, I know. But you found it functional. You could move freely in it. It was accompanied you. Did you find it was useful in the battles? The hide. How was the hide? Protective?
It was absolute. That young lad, that Atlas.
Yes. I was very impressed.
If it wasn't for that armor, I think he might have actually knocked me down.
Oh, truly? You found it that useful? Marthane, make a note. The hide is very useful. Of course, mistress. Absolutely, of course. Yes, very good. Well, I'm afraid that we must requisition it back from you. You did such a great performance in the tournament that I had a buyer who wished to buy it almost immediately.
Oh!
However...
This is fine.
And she looks at the thing, she hands it to the servant, who's like, oh, yes, mistress. And takes it, holds it, like, in place. She turns around and actually walks over to you and is like, I know that you are quite keen on this armor, but I am a businesswoman and I must make sure that my products are available. However, and she will take the pauldron off, she, like, disconnects the things. This is not part of the armor, and I would like you to keep it.
Is that the one with the
lion,
Chinese
yeah.
lion.
Yeah.
like-
And like keeps the baldric. She like takes off the baldric for you and takes all that and like this is for you to keep.
Are you sure, mistress?
Yes, because I hope that when you are wealthy enough, you will come by and commission a new set of armor to complement it.
Oh, you would be the very first. I couldn't see anyone else armoring me. Thank you, mistress. That's the nicest thing. That's a great honor.
Please. And as always, if anybody asks, you will of course tell them who has made it from you. And if you encounter any of my brothers and sisters of the Dante name, you will make sure that they know that I am the one who will be armoring you in your future career.
I will sing your praises from the east coast to the west coast, from the north to south.
Music to my ears, Marthane, music to my ears. I like this one. We must make sure that we have always a space for Knight-errant Gruffith in the shop. Of course, mistress, of course. It would be my very pleasure. Would you mind, sir, if I take the armor from you now? Have you taken it off?
I imagine, yeah, 'cause
He's
it's
kind of
the
got
one I
it
was
to the
cleaning,
side,
so
yeah.
I'll just quickly go in, grab it, and bring it back out.
Okay. So yeah, he like takes it all, he like wraps it all up neatly, places it in like a large leather knapsack, like the various pieces of it, carries what of it he can't fit into the knapsack, you know, things like the van braces and stuff will get taken apart. He does meticulously check over all of it and just like, oh, thank you very much for oiling it and taking care of it. That saves me a job for later. Very good, excellent. Well, thank you so much. And again, Ilana Vidante will just say, and of course, and then she puts the strap back over you herself, actually, and sort of like attaches the baldric. So now it's just like a leather baldric, so like the strap with the pauldron, but over your normal furs.
Yeah.
Kind of very wharf-like with the large baldric thing. I knew you'd appreciate that. Not enough to count as armor, but it is a
aesthetic,
lovely decorative piece, and again would
Beautiful.
easily fit back onto a piece of armor if you wanted it. Still, before I go, is that delightful Lady Formosius
Oh,
available?
yeah, I thought you might ask. Sister Ophelia of the House of Blood is over in... Actually, shall I show you?
Oh, we have some time, yes. But what about this ghost problem? Is there anything I need to worry about?
Oh, it should be okay in the shrine.
All right, very good. Yes, okay, very good. I won't take long, Marthane. You can stay here. Keep these two out of trouble. Milady, your parasol? No, it's fine.
Gruff will take the power.
You see that the guy is almost like, no, I don't want to give it. It's like, yes, hand it over to Knight-errant Gruffith. He's like, very good. Yeah. He's like looking like, oh, what am I? No one.
Parasol.
Yes. She'll turn around and be like, Peter, give him the parasol. Oh, very good.
Also,
Peter the parasol boy.
The parasol boy.
Yeah. And yeah,
I'll look
you
after it.
take through, you have to go through the inn and outside. There is a moment when Ilana steps into the inn as you begin making your way. Just one of the upstairs doors slams. And there's like a rumble, and you see Ilana kind of like stops for a minute, and there's a brief moment where like, oh, was that the wind? And she kind of looks, and she's like, nope. And she like puts a stiff upper lip on it and like continues like, I'm not going to be phased. I'm not going to be phased.
It's okay, Tyrea. We're just passing through really quickly, but we are going to talk to you later. Okay, it's fine.
And you get
Keep going.
through. She accompanies you through the garden again, sort of like, oh, this is a bit. Oh, she's like, you stay here all the time.
It's a work in progress.
Oh, very well. Well, you are certainly very brave. And then you lead it through and enter in the shrine. When Ilana comes back in the shrine, is Ophelia and the rest of you doing anything? Is anything happening?
I'm just like, I guess I'm just pointing out, like, these are the drapes. Look how beautiful the
Oh,
drapes are.
It's a very deep red you managed to find.
I'm trying all the pews out.
Oh, how are they? Are they comfortable?
Good view from back here. I
Yeah?
like this view.
What would you say is the best seat?
I don't know. My knees are scraping all the pews, so maybe the front.
The front one.
Yes.
I'm going to reserve that then for special guests.
Oh,
It's lovely. It's got a cushion, so it's like a pew, but it's got like a velvet plush cushion built into it. So it feels quite soft to sit
very
on.
nice. And the masonry work on the bust is
Oh, yes, well,
exquisite, really.
it's wonderful.
Scary.
I mean, all your
Quite
masons around
scary.
here are very, very talented.
So you said this was, he's normally larger, obviously,
Yes,
but
much so.
how accurate would you say this is to the real?
I'm actually really impressed. They
Really?
managed to capture his amazing cheekbones and the way that the skull comes down into the jaw and the upper mandible.
You're right,
It's quite wonderful, actually.
Probably the point where, as Ophelia's like leaning into the statue, yeah, Gruff, Daisy, and
I give a
Mr.
concerned look
Silana.
to Rowan.
Knock, knock. Oh, knock, knock.
Ilana, Vedant.
Hello, Sister Ophelia, my dear. It's a pleasure. I was stopping by to claim back my armor from Knight Aaron Gruffith, and I thought, well, I should at least stop in and say thank you very much for a wonderful evening and our delightful conversation.
Oh,
and,
thank you very much.
You are quite the skilled dancer as well. It's always a pleasure.
And as are you, and you're quite the skilled armor smith.
Yes, I am. Yes, it is very true. It is something of. I'm very pleased with my work. It seems that Knight Aaron Gruffith enjoyed the piece that I made for them. Perhaps I can have something. If you have the coin, I can make something for you in the future.
I would be flattered.
Something to extenuate such ravenous and exotic beauty, of course.
Oh, you flatter me, you flatter me.
That is the way. That is the way. You are in Cauldre. If you are not being flattered and complimented, then, well, you've done something wrong, I would say.
Are you free this evening?
I think that I should be free for a drink or a bite to eat, perhaps.
I think we should continue our rather marvellous conversation over dinner, don't you think?
Oh, well, where would you recommend for this?
The Grumpy Hog is quite nice.
Yes.
I mean, is there anywhere you
Acceptable.
fancy? I mean,
Well, if it is not home-cooked food, there are not many other places. But
Cool.
yes, the other place would sound wonderful.
well,
Clever toad.
Sorry?
It's a bit stew and a clever toad.
Clever toad. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
you don't need to worry about the
Oh,
clever
it's
toad.
wonderful. Hello.
Yes, hello.
I could set you up with a table and everything.
At this clever toad, whereabouts in Ashen Rest is
The
it?
port.
Oh, by the river.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I don't often go into the riverside.
That's so
district.
lovely there. There's so many kobolds.
Kobolds.
Yeah.
I
A
see.
really big one who's my best friend.
That sounds very nice. Perhaps another time, perhaps.
They might be busy tonight anyway.
Yes, of
Yes.
course. It sounds like they may very much.
Yes. Definitely we'll add it to the next list. I feel it will wink.
Yes.
It's another one.
This pew is a good view, Ophelia.
This is yes. What is this? Is a shrine that you've had
Yes,
built?
this is-
About your faith that you were telling me
Yes,
about.
this is the grave father, and I point to the bust at the front.
Oh, she's a little sort of taken back. Quite the prominent skull.
Yes. Isn't he marvelous?
Yes. I suppose I'm afraid I know very little. You'll have to tell me more. But,
I will.
Yes, a very interesting ambiance, shall we say.
Yes.
Are those skulls up on the... Oh,
Yes, they are, yes.
Yes, very good. Well, I will see you perhaps then for dinner.
Yes, that'll be lovely.
Yes, very good. A good day to you all.
Bye.
Gruffith, would you mind escorting
Yeah,
me back
I'll
outside?
come.
Yeah. You
As,
see...
as she leaves, or as they leave, I'm like looking at Ophelia.
She's interesting. I like
Really
her.
interesting. You
Yeah,
like
she
her,
seems
huh?
really nice.
I think something's going on here, guys.
What do you mean?
We going for
What?
dinner? Maybe 2
Yes.
dinners?
Maybe. I like her conversation, and she's a wonderful artisanal.
You literally said like another date after that.
Oh, I was like, 2 dinners?
Not two dinners and
dinners.
7 breakfasts in one night?
Well, well, no, my thought was like, there's yum dinner, and then there's... That's what I thought you were hinting at. I do like the idea that Gruff, when you get them out to outside, Parasol Peter, as I'm now calling him, is just looking despondent, like, what is my life? What do I do now? That was my job.
He's trying to get the like long cigarette thing off the other guy.
It's like, no,
That's my job.
She gave it to me. I'm interested.
No, I'm
He's like trying. He's like lit, like putting a new one in there and keeping it lit.
Cigarette craze.
Yeah,
I'm Smokey Simon.
Smoky Simon.
yeah.
No, Gruff will hand it.
Cigarette Colin
Yeah.
cigarette. Yeah.
I think while we're walking back as well, I think Gruff will also kind of up-talk Ophelia. And,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like,
Man, Gruff.
Give me a insight roll, Gruff.
oh, God.
What is that?
8 plus 4.
+4, so 12.
Yeah, like in the kind of conversation, you're kind of like up talking Ophelia a little bit, and you can tell that Ilana is definitely like, she's like, oh yeah, she's very beautiful, blah blah blah, kind of interesting, very her homeland sounds very interesting. You probably get the impression, Gruff would get the impression, this Ilana's not interested in anything long term or serious. This is like she's enjoying the game of flirting and the whining and the dining. There's probably not much more, this is not a serious thing, but it's definitely enjoys being pursued.
I think Gruff doesn't that doesn't really bother him. He's still gonna wingman it.
Yeah, absolutely. But you would probably pick up on that like, oh, you don't think that this is like super serious for her.
Back in the shrine, Ophelia Vidante has a wonderful ring to it.
You're marrying into money. There's some money there.
And then he can get Gruff all the armor that he wants.
Yes.
Turn the tavern into a family home.
No, become an armorer.
Take all our money.
Yeah, definitely do that in this tavern. That's a great idea.
It's got a history.
But yeah, no, you guys.
Fresh go.
New ghost.
We collect them now.
May I have your armor card plaque, please?
Here you go. Farewell.
You're going to see someone walking around in that armor one day.
I'm gonna bite their head off.
Yeah.
What a shame.
What was the name for the
It's just a pauldron. It's just I didn't really give it a name.
No. You called the actual
Baldric?
The baldric.
No, a baldric is the leather thing
Baldric.
that holds it together. So it's like it's the thing that Worf wears.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like thing that goes across your body and like holds pieces of armor in place. So it's a pauldron attached to a baldric.
Baldric. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice. But
cool.
That's the ornate lion.
Yeah.
Is that metal, that thing?
That bit was one of the few pieces of metal, because like as a druid, like Gruff can't wear full armor of metal, but can have like metal ornamentation.
Right.
So it was like a sculpted piece of like steel and leather and probably got like gemstones in the eyes, like 2 small gemstones. What color are Gruff's eyes? Blue, so they'd be like little tiny, like probably not sapphires, they're probably more like some sort of cheaper gemstone, but like just set into it.
Nice. Okay. And that's yours now.
Put me on the fucking spot there. I don't know.
Hey, listen, sometimes you
but just look at
that's
the
it, that's canon now.
I just look at the artwork and I'm like, ugh.
So with all that out of the way, anything that anybody would like to do or anything people want to follow up on? More than just roleplay.
This ritual of yours, you said you needed to pick up some things.
Yes. I need to get some candles.
Okay.
And
You might still have some from the...
incense.
Also might have some incense.
Some blood, but that's fine.
Sorry,
what?
what's the last thing?
What?
We might already have the other things from the last ritual.
Oh no, you've got plenty of it.
What about like snacks or something? Like maybe a bowl of
Oh yeah, nice.
carrots. A bowl of carrots. Would you like a bowl of carrots?
Could get a bowl of carrots.
Pass that around the pews.
Yeah,
You
no
sure?
bowl of carrots. Donation. Do I take donations? Do I ask? For donations?
Do you normally do that in Osseous? Take donations?
I guess not. No, but now.
They would. Different kind of donation in the House of Blood. It would be a little bit of the red stuff
I'm trying to
into.
remember. Did the Church of the Scion take
Yeah.
donations? They did.
Because
Didn't
Gruff made a donation.
Yeah.
Yep.
they? Maybe that's just how.
Saints and Scions take donations. I mean,
I don't want to. Maybe that's how the Ilmeran branch does it.
but then that's how the Saints and Scions do it, I suppose. It's not how the Grave Father does it. I just think it'd be nice to get money. But
Money buys things.
money do buy thing.
And the Grey Father does.
Grave Father like thing.
It's probably not a big part of the teachings, but the Grey Father would
I don't feel
probably
like he'd be
have.
opposed to it.
Yeah, no, he'd probably be a bit of like having ostentatious tombs and things like that. Like, there's definitely.
Make this shrine better.
Yeah.
For me. Give me your money.
Give me your money.
I mean, I will say from the sounds of it, there are actually already still some similarities between your sermon and the sermons I'm used to at the Saints and Scions
Oh, really?
Church. Yes, so I would have expected to give a donation. We asked for a donation.
So 2 bowls, one for carrots,
Carrot
one
bowl.
for donations.
Gold bowl.
And then gold.
Just don't eat the other one.
No.
Well,
But
No.
okay, is there anything you need us to do, or are you just going to lead this entire Tyrea transference thing?
just getting word out, I suppose, that there's going to be a sermon later today. But other than that, apart from the shopping and the Tyrea stuff, no, I guess not.
But provided all goes well, which I'm sure it will,
Oh, thank you.
Tyrea will be away from the tavern.
Off to the grandfather
permanently.
she goes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Great.
As long as you're all happy to proceed.
Yeah,
Yes?
yeah. Tyrea
I,
made a decision, right?
Well, I certainly feel more comfortable having spoken to Tyrea, and I think Tyrea herself has given me a lot to think about.
Of course. I think she's given us all a lot to think about.
Yeah.
With that, we can jump a bit ahead because I think the things that Ophelia needs to buy, they are just spend some money and
Just
get
somebody
things.
get them things, put them in the house.
It's very easy to buy candles and incense. There are
It's
many
not our
stores in
first
town.
ritual.
No, very easy to buy that stuff. How much is it for the?
25 gold worth.
Yeah, so just mark off 25
wow.
gold, either of your own
That's a lot of
personal
candles
or.
and incense.
It's a lot of the incense is quite expensive. It's like ritual incense and candles with like
Could be a
carved symbols and
hotboxing
stuff.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Smells
windows.
so good.
Does Ophelia have enough personal money to cover that, or do you need it
Yes,
to go
I've
into
got
the
enough.
group stuff? Okay, so you can buy that stuff. What about the rest of you? While Ophelia's picking up these bits and pieces,
Well,
what's
I think
everyone else up to?
we'd made some plans off screen, I suppose, of what we'd do for the tavern as well. I think if there's a way for us to make preparations for, provided Tyrea
Yeah, I
that
mean, you
works
can.
well, we would.
You could easily set it up so that, like, hey, we want to get a quote.
Sure.
We don't want the building work to. We'll tell you when to start because
Yeah.
we've got.
Yeah.
We got to sort out a problem. And then,
got a
but then when
whole-
that situation's done, we'd like you to get to
A
work.
whole ass ghost in there.
So, because you did get some prices for this before. However, since then, you guys have been heroes of Ashen's Rest, and you've earned yourselves
Hero
a discount.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, now they know. you're made
No. I
with
told
money.
you that, like, buying things in the town, you do get discounts and stuff on certain things.
Okay.
And this is one of them. So now, the first thing you got to do is repair the building. So
Yeah.
to do anything, to do upgrades, to have like new furnishings put in, all of that stuff, you have to repair the damage that is currently there. To do that, you need to fix the roof, which will take 7 days. And will now cost you 200 gold of materials and 200 gold of labor. That's a 200 gold discount from what you were quoted before.
Nice.
So it's 400 gold for labor and materials to repair the roof in 7 days. You then have the windows. There are 11 broken windows, and it will cost now 15 gold per window, which is adjusted from 20 gold per window, which it was previously. So in total, that would be 565 gold to repair the inn. You then have the garden. The garden is in a terrible state. It's overgrown, and you can't do anything with the garden until it's currently dealt with. That will cost you 150 gold to get that sorted by other people. You could try and do it yourself, but it will take time and checks and things like that.
Sure.
Once the garden is clear, you'll have a couple of options of what you want to do with it. It basically counts as a slot in your bastion, your stronghold, and you can do stuff with that. You could like grow vegetables and then have like food that you can take with you. You could grow herbs to try and use in alchemy.
Sure.
You could have like what I would call a druidic locus, which would be a sort of similar to a shrine, but for druids to kind of harness nature magic. It might also benefit Rowan because a lot of Rowan's magic is connected to the earth and land. So that could also be a thing that like it might benefit Gruff and Rowan, right? The building itself.
5 shrines in this place.
Maybe. Once the repairs on the inn are done, you then, because we did talk about you guys wanting to basically get it to standard furnishings where you can live in it and it
so
functions.
Roof, windows, and garden. That's the entire
That's just to
repairs thing.
repair it.
So what was the total cost? Sorry, of the.
So
400.
565
565.
for the inn, and then 150 gold for the garden.
Okay. Sure.
So 715 for
750.
everything.
Yeah. 715 for everything.
To
And then
fix.
to fix it. No furnishings, no special stuff, just to get it repaired and watertight and stable. That will also include like little things like they'll go around and fix all the floorboards that are rotten and stuff like that. Little general fixes
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's just an empty building.
Empty building.
But yeah.
Then to get it fitted with standard furnishings and utilities for the bedrooms, the bar, and the kitchen, will cost you 600 gold. So that will outfit every room with bed, trunk, like desk. That will fit. You can also choose to turn the attic room into 2 smaller rooms, or you can fix up the stairs and the cellar and add ventilation, so that can be used as a bedroom. So this way, you've got 3 normal bedrooms in the inn currently.
Yeah.
Then the attic room is big enough that you could turn it into 2, so you would have 5 single-person rooms. That'd be 1 for each of you then.
Okay.
housing.
Okay. So that would be 600 to do.
To do all of that,
Yeah.
you would also get a kitchen, like a fully equipped kitchen, which will give you a +2 bonus to any cooking checks that you make there.
Oh, sweet.
And then the bar could also be run as a functional bar, tavern bar. It doesn't cover the cost of things like stock though, or like
Okay.
people to run it for you.
It's ad hoc.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
But you would have like all the kegs would be repaired. You'd have like
We'd
the
also
bar
need
stools
staff,
done.
right?
You'd have to have like staff and stock and things like that. But the idea being that you could use the inn to generate passive income, like a small amount of gold every 12 days.
I know what you're thinking. That's a concern.
No.
Staff.
No.
Oh.
I can get stuff.
No.
And they
Okay.
work throughout the day. And
get time.
Free labor. That's how Osseous does it, baby.
They're free.
a touch of Osseous.
Well, I imagine that in Osseous, like a barman would still be human or like an intelligent undead.
Yeah.
Whereas like the people that go and get like the kegs up from the cellar or like do all the manual labor, they use skeletons.
Yeah.
100%. Or like wraiths or whatever. They would 100% do that.
There's a
Any
skeleton
manual labor.
standing above the sink, permanently doing the motions of washing a dish. You just have to put the dish and the cloth
No,
in
you
their
don't, no, they
hands.
get the dish.
Oh, okay, they are.
You'd program the skeleton of like dirty dishes, put them in the sink, wash them, put the clean plates there.
Yeah.
Skeleton does it. Easy.
There you go.
Serving drinks. Skeletons could serve drinks.
We won't even need to change the name. The Enticing Devil would fit just
We
fine
should
for that
change
kind of vibe.
The dance macabre.
No,
Definitely won't have the same problems as the
Scary
Enticing.
skeletons.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we need to give this place a new identity.
nah, the people that cared about it, they're fled.
But yeah, just to so we don't get off track. So yeah, that's so the repairs and then 600 gold to furnish the whole place.
That's not as bad as I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be overall.
That is just to get it to a basic level.
That's what
Yeah,
we need
and
just now.
what that will also mean is while you guys have been resting here recently, it hasn't been too much of an issue because you haven't had combat for a while. But when you rest at the inn, it will be treated as a normal rest. You'll get all your normal stuff back. Right now, you're only getting about half your hit points back when you rest here because
Yes.
it's not very comfortable.
And we're being rained on.
Yeah. So
Okay, so how long would it take,
Yeah.
sorry, total for, so
Forever.
7 days for the roof.
yeah.
How long for like,
It would. I'd say like 7 days for the whole thing. If you paid for it all together, it'd take about 7 days to have all the beds and furniture made and delivered and put in.
so 1,315
To do everything,
Furnished and repaired.
furnished and repaired, and 7
including
days.
the garden. The garden will be
Including the
cleared
garden.
out. Yeah.
Pretty good. And then we can start to
How much
change
platinum
rooms
do
around.
we have? What's our...
We were given 5,000 gold via the Auric Bank from Duke Ignarius.
You have spent some of
500
that.
went on the shrine.
Yeah.
500 of it went on the shrine.
Oh, some of it went on armor for Gruff's items that you got as well. But I think we should
What
still
tons
have.
left?
How much did we spend on the shrine? 500.
500.
Yeah.
And then how much did I spend on the armor? Didn't write it down, so I spent nothing.
That is not true. I definitely gave you prices. It was for the shield and for the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it was 300 and 200.
Yeah.
Something
sure.
like
Another
that. I will
500.
need to go through my note.
Yeah, I mean, we do definitely have enough to do this.
Definitely
So
do,
we
but
can
just
commission
make sure
and
We
work
got
with people to
4,000
start that.
gold.
Sorry?
4,000 gold.
Yeah, great. We need 1,600, so
Yeah.
or 16,
So I think definitely like
16, 15,
I
13,
think Gruff's was slightly more expensive than that, but
15. Yeah.
Might be.
But yeah,
be
we can
60.
start to commission
about
people to
60.
start doing that
Might be
with
300,
the
300.
Go
under,
around the carpenter's...
under the
missions.
proviso of don't start just yet. Maybe
Yeah,
start,
like, do you guys have any? So, as part of this, like, if you guys have any specific small cosmetic requests, they can adapt those in. Things like your beds and desks, or like any small pieces of furniture. You know, do you want like a little stage in the main inn, like in the main? inn?
yeah.
Like, you can
Corner
have that.
stage.
Yeah, get a little corner stage. It would be
should
built in
be,
where the stairs are currently.
Can it be a pit? Because if it's any taller, my head would hit the roof.
So there is a cellar, but there's enough like ground, like they could probably have a little sunk in, like little bit if you wanted
Music
to.
pit.
Yeah.
Just raise up the rest of the tavern.
But because it's a balcony tavern, because it's the stage would go where the stairs are, you would don't have to worry about headroom because that's all open
okay,
for the
nice.
balcony. So
Sweet.
yeah, the main chamber is actually kind of like a very big open.
Oh, you'd be okay
open
then.
space,
A normal stage.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's any little details like that,
yeah, I guess I'm not too bad.
pop up. No,
if this
pop
is,
up, write down.
Little
'Cause this
art
is like-
station.
You want a little art station? What, in a room or?
Yeah.
That's the point. It was also, do you want the attic room to be turned into 2 bedrooms, or
think
do you want to
so.
convert the cellar?
I feel like the cellar could be for if we start the pub or anything, we can put stock there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's also like you could
upstairs
if you
fine.
wanted to say like an alchemy lab, like you could make the cellar as that into and stuff.
Yeah, I
like
feel
that.
like the cellar's more of the other things. The
Cellar
attic's
stuff.
probably.
Okay, so
bedroom.
converted attic room.
Student housing.
Yeah. Is there like
This
a
is a
college
hostel.
nearby?
Yeah.
Keep in mind that there is an outhouse, but there's no bath. You would have to go to the public baths. There's no private bath
Okay.
currently.
Oh, how positive.
What I think might be cool is a workshop for like tinkering, doing that sort of thing.
Well, like creating.
All of our
Like armor or something?
cartography, masonry tools, that sort of thing. An outside space where we can
So
Work
that
on-
stuff.
projects.
Yeah, so you have to be specific because it would
Yeah.
basically, if you want to leatherwork it like a crafting station, would be different to say like a cartography like room
Yeah.
or something like that. That stuff, if you tell me what you are thinking about, I will go away and come up with a price and an effect that it will do.
Okay.
And then we'll look at that once the repairs are all done. So like think of this as like level
First
1.
stage.
Get it to tier 1, and then you can go from there. But definitely have a think about stuff like that because I'm kind of making these rules up myself. So anything goes. Like we're not beholden to like what somebody else has done before. If you guys are like, I want a crystal ballroom, I'll be like, cool, let's figure out what that is and how it's going to work. You know what I mean?
I think we were throwing out dumb ideas as we were talking about it the other day, but the basic thing is just getting it into a standard where we can live in it
Yeah,
comfortably for
comfortably.
now
And not be rained on.
and not be rained on. A bed for Percy. He's got the cellar.
No, he wants a little comfy bed.
He wants a bed, does he?
Yeah, give him a
Well,
comfy bed.
there's
for
not
him.
enough bedrooms, so
So-
you
Share
need
with
to get a
me.
bed.
Yeah, so the rooms, I'd say the rooms can sleep 2 people if they are basically either like very close, like bunk beds or sharing a bed, or in Percy's case, because Ophelia, do you want a bed or do you want a coffin?
Oh, coffin. Be like The Sims.
Like sleep upright like this.
Yeah.
Duh.
And then so Percival could probably have like a single small bed next to the coffin.
Yeah.
If you really want the skeleton to have a bed, he can have one.
He deserves one.
I'm
Okay.
just thinking about what we do in the shadow. Like Guillermo's just like got a cupboard under the stairs. Like Guillermo.
Yeah, Mo.
So Ophelia's room will have, instead of a bed, a coffin.
Yeah.
The Woodworkers Guild are like, sorry, a what? Okay.
Black and red.
Obvious thing.
Yeah. And then a little bed for Percy.
Yeah.
You've got an art station in Daisy's room. A music stage in the main bar. That will give you, so things like, I'm not going to add an extra cost. If you perform on the stage, I'll give you a minor benefit to performance checks while you're on the stage. Or anybody. Or also, you can hire
have guests.
You can hire
we
musicians.
can.
You can hire a musician to come and play for you, or like offer them like
Okay.
room and board and stuff.
You can host.
Yeah?
Xanthia, do you want to do an open mic night?
It's like slam poetry.
So not to get
up
too
with
game
crowd
mechanic.
steel?
So not to get too game mechanic on it, but I'm thinking for like the stage.
Burn.
What you could do is if you offered a bard room and board. So you'd have to find a space for them to sleep. If you offer a bard room and board and let them perform there, they'll increase your earnings for the tavern because like musicians will generate more income. Also, you might learn rumors or legends from the bard. So what I'll do is I'll make like a bard table and I'll roll it to see if one is in town and if they come by.
Hell yeah.
And then you can basically be like, oh yeah, we'll put you up and then you can perform and then you'll pick up maybe like a thing or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Obsidious.
Me and you.
Any other little requests or cosmetic
Can
things?
the garden have some flowers in it?
So you can have like small points of flowers. If you want it to be a flower garden as a whole thing, that could be a whole different thing.
No, just like a section.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can have like small amounts of flowers and stuff. You can have little flower boxes outside your window if you want.
Yeah, I think Daisy would like to have a little selection because that's what she used to sell flowers. So she would maybe add them as a little thing, like people who come in to the bar can buy a little bouquet of flowers if they want.
Nice. It'll be a cosmetic thing, but definitely
Yeah.
can be do a thing. Yep.
And
Flower
bring the
boxes, small flower
grave on the
garden.
way out.
Yep.
I think 2 ideas. One, Gruff would want a kitchen that he can like cook in.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yep, you get that as part of the basic furnishings.
I was actually thinking of some kind of roost that he could maybe like, you know, hatch eggs in and maybe train. Probably not ice divers, but like maybe messenger birds or something like
Wild
that.
hearts
Like,
lay eggs in this universe?
No, he'd go and get some.
That's you were that boy.
I think something like
That's
that
something more like-
it'd probably be a bit more of a bigger upgrade,
Yeah,
right? Rather than
yeah.
like a small room thing. But you could we could definitely look into something like that. Like if you wanted to like expand the garden or something like that, you could add a slot for like raising birds, and then we'll come up with a cool mechanic or benefit.
We get
that you
chickens, then we can sell the eggs. Could make a little farm shop on the side.
Eggs in this world actually all come from lizards. When you have eggs for
so we
breakfast,
get a
they're
little-
lizard eggs.
Like
Yeah,
what
there's
would
no
you
such
call
thing
it
as
for lizards?
chickens.
Like a
Incubator,
terrarium,
yeah.
incubator, reptile
Reptile room.
room.
There probably would be something like chickens, yeah. there
Spider's
are
eggs.
chickens.
Lizard pit.
No.
Yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Very tasty.
But yeah, so like a roost thing would probably be a good thing. Kitchen you already get. Is there anything like cosmetic that Gruff would like a small thing? Just keep it as simple and plain.
He doesn't have much.
Yep.
Like he doesn't. You know,
Throws his furs down.
Lion rug.
line.
Wild heart rug.
Daddy.
But would it be no? Wouldn't it be more like a human rug?
Yeah, human rug.
Parasol Pete.
Totally nude guy.
Parasol P.
Pete Parasol.
Totally naked, flat on the ground with an apple in his mouth.
Little dumpy in the air.
I mean, that's what are you doing with the lion rug?
What about Xanthius or Rowan? Any kind of little cosmetic things? Or...
I think I've got the luxury of this being in Cauldra. I think I'm almost expectant that the Cauldron carpenters will make something
I mean, yeah, it'll be
similar-ish
nice.
to
Yeah, it'll be good
what
quality.
I'd want from Rust End. But I guess I would have just some like golden, like
I thought that was
drapes,
yours.
curtains, that sort of thing.
It's taken off.
So not massively different to basically what I'm wearing, but in
Take his
golden.
clothes, hang them from the walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I throw my clothes at the walls.
Okay.
That's how I want my. You seem very concerned about your laptop right now.
It sounds like a
you
jet
hear it?
engine. It's like going crazy. I don't know why. It's not even that hot. It's just like really.
It's about to go.
It's going.
It's going.
It is
What about
also, for
Rowan?
podcast listeners, it's vibrating.
Rowan wants that feeling when you walk into his room that you've walked into a giant's room and everything's novelty size big.
Okay.
Well, he kind of needs a big bed anyway.
Does need a big
Yeah, so I would assume that, yeah, Rowan would get big bed. So I'd say that Rowan's room is probably one way he can't share it with anybody
You could
because
get the
it's like
biggest
half
room
of the room
probably, I
is like
guess.
But
Bed.
it will be set up in a way where I've got like a slither of space and I've decorated in a way it's like when someone stays in my room, they can go here and it doesn't fit anyone.
Yeah, that's it. They have to lie like
But
a
I never
plank
touch
next
that
to
space and always keep it nice and clean.
Yeah.
It's like someone's going to stay in
Towel
my room one
there.
day.
Like, yeah.
Well, if you wanted to, because there's probably enough height, you could have a bunk bed, and then Rowan could have the bottom.
I can invite Boulder over.
Yeah.
We could bunk.
I'm just ready for you to jump on the top bunk and immediately collapse the bed into a single bunk.
Yeah.
Either that or the whole thing is so big that it hits the ceiling and whoever's on the top bunk is like this.
Yeah.
Squeezed in.
Sandwich.
But that's the thing. That's the beauty thing of Boulder, because he's a kobold. He's short, but he's wide. So like he would sit up and probably be okay.
But for anyone else,
But he has to go in and out the door sideways.
I feel like Rowan could just get whatever the biggest room is because you are
Yeah.
the biggest person.
Yeah. Well, the three side rooms, the three rooms on the
They're about
balcony
the same
are
size.
they're quite big.
Okay.
Like they're quite large.
we do
Yes.
need to buy you 5 beds though. 1 for your torso, 2 legs, 2 arms.
One for head.
Exodia. What were you going to say?
My party has no weak cards, Kaiba.
I saw
what you saying?
Exodia.
I just thought for Gruff, like a nice little aesthetic thing, maybe some water somewhere, like, a little pond or something like that.
Running water, otherwise.
Don't say running water right now.
Pond in the garden.
Yeah.
Put a little pond in the garden. That would be
Maybe with a little water feature.
Stop saying water feature. We're so close to break.
Just some water.
All right, yeah, go on.
And it would sound like this.
Can I feel
No.
like a little like bookcase and like a little bookbinding station?
Oh, yeah.
So I think she'd want to start
You're
writing
gonna make
out.
pamphlets.
I think she'd want to start writing out like
Propaganda.
grandfather books and just like hand them out.
Well, you would have a desk, so I think like rather than a bookbinding station, you would have like a little work desk, but with like some shelves and stuff that you can have all your ingredients on it. A little bookcase in your room. Yep, that'll fit. No problem.
Thank you.
Alrighty. All right. Lovely. Yeah, you can set all of that up. Basically, you go and speak to probably be the Carpentry Guild, and they would take a work order. They'd be like, right, we will hold out, like, you can buy the materials now, pay for all of this stuff now. We will start work when you tell us to. And we'll keep the work order on hold until then.
They're all like lined up in a line with a load of tools on their belts, ready for the gunshot.
Yeah. No, they will basically slot you in. They've like, yep, we can attribute all of the materials, we've got the workers, but we just need to get a go from you that the project's ready to begin. And they'll start gathering stuff up. You probably would pay some of the money. We will pay for all
Deposit,
it.
Sure.
Like just to get all the materials and stuff. But if you don't mind, marking off that amount of money, what was it? 1,615?
1,315.
1,315. If you mark that off,
Kim's got the gold in her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
that's right. And yeah, as soon as you give the word, 7 days from that point, it will all be finished.
Okay, well, hopefully we can line that up with when we set off for the Queast
Yeah.
as well. We can come back to a nice, furnished, completed, not burned down tavern.
That would be nice.
By the time you have finished doing all of this, Ophelia, while they're doing all of that, you go and buy the candles and the incense. You kind of start getting everything ready for this evening, when your guests are going to arrive, and you're going to, conduct this ritual. When you come back to the Enticing Devil, two figures are waiting. They haven't entered. They're sort of waiting on the outside. As you do see, Sister Benedicta and Sister Malady are currently waiting outside of the inn itself.
Okay.
Malady looks much better.
She was sick.
Yeah, she has recovered, it seems, over the last few days. She was at the 20s. She was still looking like even worse than she normally does, but now she is back to still looking very sickly. Like she's painfully thin. Her cheeks are very gaunt, dark eyes. There is still something afflicting her, a malady. But she is better than she seemed. Benedicta also seems a little bit more put together and has sort of gone back to her posture, very strong, tall, protective, stood next to her sister. But there is no ominous hostility as they're waiting for you. It doesn't look like they're sort of waiting to ambush you. It looks like that they are just sort of passing by and have maybe come to speak to you about something. And as you approach, they would just sort of nod their head. Sister Benedicta would like warmly sort of bow. Sion's blessing to you all. Good day, and sort of like looks towards all of you, quite smiley, quite happy. Malady, kind of a sly, sardonic grin. It's just like, yes, a good day to you all.
Do you like a carrot?
I am all right, thank you.
Prepare a bowl.
Benedicta? No, I'm all right, thank you, Rowan. We've eaten lunch. I try not to eat out of set times. We wanted to come by to check on you all after everything that has been happening and the tournament. Well fought, I must say, watching you all in the tournament, especially you, Sir Gruffith, in your one-on-one battles. I was most impressed by your skills.
Thank you.
Yes, and congratulations. Malady will say, and I am led to believe that it is knight-errant Gruffith now.
I had the very great honour of meeting Dame Nora Kell, and yes, she what would you call it? Is it knighting? No, she didn't knight.
It would be like, no, it would be, she's given you a challenge or a
Title,
test, yeah.
like-
Not even title, because knight errant is like a in-between
Yeah,
phase.
okay.
Accepted you as a knight errant.
I had the great honour of Dame Nora Kell accepting me into the Order of the Loyal Hands and setting me on my path.
Well, I wish you all the best with it, Sir Knight Aaron Gruffith. It is a noble cause, and the Circle of Loyal Hounds, I have what limited knowledge I have of them. I believe them to be a group of great intentions and many great members of the Draconic Empire. I wish you all the best with it. And yes, very well fought in the tournament. We thought that we would... You see she coughs and a bit of blood and black ichor kind of comes out. My apologies. We wanted to come by to inform you that my sister and I have decided to remain in Ashen Rest for some time.
Oh.
With the events of the Lamplighters Guild, the idea being that there could be still some members of the cult that was participated in it still active here in Ashen Rest, but also it has fallen to my sister and I from our superiors to help track down the former Sunsword, Ilkara. We will be coordinating with Zaron Tekis to try and recover and bring them to justice. But also Savarin, the Speaker of Secrets. They are still waiting for a new replacement priestess of Pyrrhus to come by. And with the added voices of So Morning and So Glory, we have been requested to remain to help them with religious matters and services, and to help them, Zaron Tekis, with his investigations and the like. But I thought that we should let you know that we will be remaining should you need our assistance or anything.
Have you got a house?
We will be staying at the we will be staying at the cathedral. As is our duty, there are quarters being set aside from us. Unfortunately, some of the priests and warriors who were stationed there previously fell in the battle against the demons, and it gives us space to make our own. Xanthias.
Oh, yes.
I think that may we speak in private temporarily.
Yeah, I'll like turn to Ophelia or Daisy. Like, do you think Tyrea will allow us to speak in the tavern?
Like, I can go speak to her and see if she'll calm down for now.
Okay, well, it's quite late now, but...
I think I should be all right, as long as Benedicta does not enter. I have a means of sort of masking my presence to the undead.
I can keep an eye out for you anyway, just in case.
That'll be all right.
And you don't wish for the others to be...
Well, that is your choice. It concerns a matter I had discussed with you previously in private.
Why not?
Have a carrot before you go.
Why not, as in, let them listen?
Let's just speak privately.
Very good. She will, she holds her fingers up and she chants something, and you see a kind of flickering field of magic kind of surround her. And she's going to cast Sanctuary on herself.
Okay, makes sense.
And when she enters, that seems to have some sort of effect, like Tyrea doesn't almost seem to notice her presence as much. But she steps inside with you, Xanthias, and will sort of draw you aside. Whilst I was unwell, I used my time. I do not like to sit or rest idly, even if my body does not allow me to do much physical. So I turned matters to research. I sent for some works to be sent to me, and I gathered what research I could from my own collection. I have been researching crown steel.
You know how forbidden that is.
It is forbidden to all but the Church of the Scions. We were entrusted with its destruction after the Oriat insurrection. The Ecliptic Order is one of the few that is allowed to research it for the matter of its destruction and safe storage.
I see. And did you discover a way to remove it? Hopefully?
I have discovered that there are ways to. There are rituals that can slow it down, slow down the corruption, the mutation.
Okay.
Have you found your body mutating? We did not fully discuss the nature of your affliction in detail.
That's true. Yeah, I guess they haven't seen like the hand or anything, have they? It's just
No.
they just know.
They had an idea and it was kind of confirmed. But
Yeah.
they
Have
haven't
We've seen
anything.
any of it. I haven't seen any of
I
it.
think so.
No.
But they know, and they said they'd help me. I have been experiencing a creeping corruption, I suppose, across my arm.
Show me.
I will, take the glove off and any bandages therein.
She not snatches, but kind of like definitely like reaches out to take your hand.
Okay.
Kind of like a grandmother, kind of almost like kind of takes your hand, almost cautiously touching it. Like doesn't want to touch it, but then sort of braves it and sort of looks.
I think this is now like the third or fourth time this has happened to me. I'm almost like,
Yeah,
here you go.
stop looking at it. Yes, the mutation is afflicting your arm. This has grown rapidly, slowly.
It
How
first
long?
started a week ago. Because it was like 3 weeks ago that I came out of Kelskars.
12, 15 days.
12 days ago, at least, and has grown across my arm since, but slowly-ish.
I had always suspected that your affliction is different to others. The actual metal, you do not wear it, it is embedded in you, yes?
It is. Would you like to see that
Yes.
too?
I think it would be important.
Before I show you, though, there's no risk of you being enticed by this. I know you're not.
No, of that you can be assured, Xanthias Oregon.
Am I getting like a... I've recently had an eerily like similar interrogation to this, but I got a vibe from Obsidius of both anger and like and almost genuine kind of protection from Obsidius. Am I getting like a different vibe from this entirely?
An insight check, man.
Okay, insight. Watch this. Okay, 15 plus 2, so 17.
17 or plus 2, because I know wisdom's low for you.
It is.
Protectiveness, there's certainly no greed.
Yeah.
There is a curiosity, the way that her eyes kind of linger on the mutated flesh, but there's not an avarice. There's not a want.
Okay.
There is a caution, whether that's towards you, like a worry for your sake, or a worry for her sake, or a worry for the world's sake. You're not sure, but there's definitely trepidation and caution here.
Okay.
And you see that her hand, she's kind of holding the hand, but the other one is holding like a symbol of Malia that she wears. And you can see that her hand begins to form into what could be a defensive spell or like some sort of spell casting, but is not actively casting, but is ready to react to something.
Yeah. Is there a sort of a vibe, though? I know that I kind of used to use that insight check, but is there a vibe of almost like they're looking at me as if I'm just Crown Steel, like all I am is thinking, or is she actually like regarding Xanthias?
No, she does, yeah. There's definitely a regard of there is a person here.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I would slowly take off the garments and.
Yes, I figured. I theorized that this would be something of the case. If you were just wearing it, there would have been a different matter altogether.
No, but protected by these runic spells. Yeah. I don't know if it's holding it off, but.
Oh, it is, most certainly. It is interesting. From my research, Crown Steel is highly corruptive. Not just to those who bear it. It has a radius.
Am I negatively affecting?
I don't believe so, and that is the curious thing to me, Xanthias Oregon. Normally it would be detected. I have trained myself to pick up on influences of magic, ill magic. I did not detect any from you when we first met, yet my theory was that you carried some, and that drew my attention. Whatever this runic magic is, not only is it keeping it within your body, it is also preventing it from influencing anyone else around you. Like a poison buried deep within, not spilling out. Crown Steel normally, when we recover it, when it has been encountered by my order, it must be contained. Non-organic and airtight. Otherwise, people who are exposed to it for long periods of time begin to show signs of mutation and corruption.
Okay. Well, I guess removes any guilt I may have for the people around me. But does that mean I would be protected from other sources of crown steel?
Unlikely. Whatever magic this is, and she like taps the field, little spark of magic. Whatever this is, it is consuming a large amount of magical power. You said that you. How long have you had this magic?
Ever since this stabbed into me.
What you might find, were it not desperately trying to contain the crown steel, this magic may be more powerful. You'd be able to use it in a more powerful degree. It is almost using much of its potential to contain the crown steel. And what is curious is I have never encountered magic that could contain crown steel.
So even provided this is safely removed from me, I would still have the magic?
If it is yours, which I believe it must be.
I see.
How much do crown steel enhances magic? If it is used as, say, forging of a magic blade, it will make the magic blade stronger. If a magical creature consumes it, eats it, digests it, it enhances their own natural magic. I believe that it has done the same thing for you. It has enhanced a natural magic you possess, perhaps brought it to the forefront.
But it's still siphoning a lot of it.
Yes.
To protect me from the crown steel.
It is a poison within your body. It is still affecting you. It can contain it, but it is seeping like a toxin in a broken vial. The cracks are letting it seep out into the bloodstream. You should be very cautious. And should you encounter any more crown steel, be wary of what I've told you.
I will. Before you go, do you do any research in the vaults? What are they called? Proto-Magi vaults.
Not into the vaults themselves. We do not research. We fight against vault spawn. The Ecliptic Order often deals with creatures that have gained dangerous magic within these vaults. A lot of it is unpredictable, unwieldy. There have been many cases of people coming out of these vaults with powers, destructive, harmful powers, and sometimes the Ecliptic Order is sent to deal with them. But we are often kept busy with more planar matters. There are parties and factions who are dedicated to delving into the vaults, but they are not ones to which I have much communication.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Just believe that might be my next lead in discovering some way to remove the crown steel safely.
What leads you to that theory?
Little bird told me.
How curious. What little bird would this be?
Yeah, it was Blackwing.
Give me a deception check.
Oh no, Blackwing did hint at it.
He did, yeah.
Blackwing
That was
did.
where I got the initial,
they
like...
did hint at it.
Yeah.
I was like, because technically you talked with Obsidious about it, but...
Yes, but, like, yeah, I got the idea of that from Blackwing, which is what I said to Obsidious as well.
You would see the elf.
Again, those who can sense this magic seem to be able to pick me out very, very easily. Or just spot me in the open, I suppose.
I am of this world. I am of Altheya. I believe very much in the people of this place. The elf is not. I told you that crown steel enhances magic, yes?
Yes.
Magical beings, creatures made of magic manifest. To them, this is an invaluable material. It makes them more powerful. From personal experience, don't trust anything from the plains. Especially the Fae. They are more deceptive than you know.
When it comes to the crown steel itself, I don't trust anyone with that. But if it's my only lead to get this removed safely, I'll follow it. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily act on it.
Good. Be cautious. And remember that you have an ally in me in this.
I know.
Good. She kind of like clutches her chest. Strange. And brings back old memories. talking of Fae and their deals. Still, let us leave it at that. We will have an opportunity to speak again, I'm sure, but be cautious. Watch for this mutation and just remember, whatever it is, this magic, it is preventing it from affecting those around you. Regular crown steel, has a malign aura.
I see. No, that is good. Good to know. I'm more hidden than I thought.
Yes. It will take someone of great skill or someone very magically powerful to be able to detect this upon you or realize, to notice it. But as that mutation grows, as it changes, it may become more obvious. I have witnessed only one other who was mutated by crown steel. They had carried it for a long time.
Oh.
They were very noticeable, shall we say.
I see. I suppose I don't want to hear the story.
They would not have been able to hide as you have.
Right.
That arm, you can put a glove on it for now. If it increases in size or mass, or the scales and spikes grow much larger, you will find that much harder to do, I imagine.
Okay.
They are monsters, Xanthias Oregon. That metal is a foul thing, and it makes monsters of men and women. Always remember that.
I will.
Good. Well, let us be off then. And she kind of like stretches herself, grabs her cane, and makes her way down to the door.
Yeah, I'll open the door for her to pass through. I guess if everyone else is doing their own thing.
Well, I would like to come back to that, but I've already gone way over. It's time for a break. I know you all want to go pee, so it's break time.
Okay.
Back, and I'll see you in part 2 of today's episode.
See ya.
Welcome back to part 2 of Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Our heroes thus far have been attending to matters of their inn, planning for future renovations, repairs, examining the brand new shrine to the Grave Father, which has been installed nearby, as well as meeting with several characters from around Ashen Rest, such as Mistress Ilana Vidante and Marthane, the Armelier, who had come to reclaim the armor that was loaned to Gruff, as well as Sister Malady and Benedicta, who had come after doing some research into matters with Xanthias. One thing I forgot to mention in that conversation, I don't want to retcon it.
Okay.
Malady would have told you that she mentioned that there were rituals that could slow down
Yes.
the corruption. She would have just added on that they are those rituals are powerful, but they are costly and difficult to repeat. So if you were interested, she would have to basically start researching them to look at options.
Does it? I guess we would have spoken about this more. Does it almost regress the corruption, or does it just stall it?
At this point, it is unknown.
Okay.
It's not been. It is a. At this point, it is a. She believes that she can do a ritual to help slow it down, but what that means, you don't know yet.
Sure. Great. Fine. I'll give it a go. I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Whilst Xanthias and Malady are inside having that conversation, Sister Benedicta is kind of left outside with you all. There's a little bit of an awkwardness. Sister Benedicta, you would all catch like looking quite reverently towards Daisy, having witnessed Daisy's angelic form, and Benedicta seems like convinced that it is something wholly connected to Pyrrhus. But probably is like trying to cover that up by having awkward conversations with Gruff talking about the tournament. I particularly liked your battle against that young man, Atlas. I thought that was quite a fine display of stalwartness in his blows seemed to be quite powerful. And sort of trying to have that like, how did you do this? And sort of trying to keep the conversation going, but clearly is a little bit uncomfortable having any sort of long conversation. And would occasionally just glance toward Daisy and like look back.
I'm imagining her like looking reverently at Daisy, and then just in the corner of her eye, Ophelia's there as well. It's like, oh.
She does not like Ophelia, does she?
Ophelia like peeks her head in.
Actually, yeah. What's her opinion now? Because at first she was very...
There is a much more sort of polite respect. I think having seen the battle and seeing what you've done for Ashen Rest, there would be a sort of like, Sister Ophelia. She wouldn't probably call you by your full title, but she would call you Sister Ophelia, and would just sort of incline her head.
Benedicta?
You are well, I trust?
Well enough. And are you?
Yes, I'm recovered after the battles, and thankfully my sister Malady is much on the mend. Thank the Scions that her health has recovered. Her illness is difficult at times for her, I think, but she does not often like to speak of it. And you have found Ilmera well and settled in?
Yes, I mean, we've got a fabulous shrine now on the...
You have a shrine?
Yes, I do.
To your
yes.
god, this
Yes.
grave king or something?
Oh, yes, well, Duke Ignarius gave me permission to perform my religion in Ashen's Rest freely, so...
Yes.
Now the House of Blood can be spread far and wide. Isn't that delightful?
It's...
Oh, she's pushing buttons.
If that is the wishes
is
of the
popping.
Duke, and people find comfort in your rituals of death, then so be it. I'm sure that those who are faithful to the Scions and to pirates will find comfort in their light as well.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't want to deny people their faiths, now would I?
Indeed. It's this kind of like, yeah, I mean, if you, insight checks can be made, but this is definitely like by all means, yeah.
Can Rowan like really awkwardly offer another carrot
9.
in the middle of that?
She will say, thank you, Rowan, yes, and just takes one. Like, desperate for something that isn't speaking to Ophelia. Just like...
Anyway, I must get ready. I have much to do, much to prepare for, but send my regards to your sister.
I will.
She'll just skip away.
Yes.
So,
Yes, but quite the battle you had. It's just that really awkward, like... But yeah, on that 9, you don't really pick up on anything. Like, hard to read the body language. Xanthias and Malady emerge from outside. You probably have to stop, like, she probably has, like, a little coughing fit again, like blood and...
Yeah, I think if she, like, almost needs support or anything like that to keep walking, then I'll offer it, but, like...
as you go to offer it, a hand just comes up, like, absolutely not. She kind of leans... the weakness sometimes overtakes me, and she, like...
Understood. Well...
like, kind of shaky hand, like, touches, like, a banister and, like, takes herself down the steps. Not, like, in an old, frail way, but, like, there's clearly just a weakness in her that, like, which is strange, because you've seen her use healing magic before, but...
Yeah. Well, now that I know that you are both residing in Ashen Rest for longer, I'm afraid to say that not too soon from now we are intending to leave to pursue some missions.
On a permanent basis, or is this...
Well, we'll be coming back, don't worry. You can come over for food and stuff.
That's very kind of you to offer, Rowan, thank you.
I'm getting a bunk bed.
We've requisitioned the Carpenters Guild to repair the tavern and make it livable for all of us.
Oh, that sounds delightful. My sister and I shared a bunk bed for many years when we grew up in the church. I would highly recommend that the smaller person go on top.
Oh, yeah.
You try to size up between you and what's your name? Boulder. Who's the bigger one?
What's his name?
I would say Boulder is probably a little bit wider than Rowan. Not much. He's definitely more muscular upper body, but he's
The
like
same mass, but in a much smaller frame.
Yeah, he's like 3 feet, 3.5 feet tall.
A 3-foot brick shit house.
Yeah, he is like yeah. He's so wide. He's nearly as wide as he is tall. Like, he's got these enormous triceps and biceps. He's just all upper body.
Just a square.
Try it like they
He's a big Dorito. Oh, his tail is like really thick and muscular as well, but his legs aren't. He does tail curls.
He's got a 6-pack on his tail.
Yeah, but his legs are so thin and meaty.
When he sleeps like...
We've lost her. She's gone. She's gone.
And his arm is like hanging off the side, but it's so heavy, he like drags his like legs on.
Wow, to get all of that out of his arm.
There's a visual there, I'm just not sure I'm seeing it.
I'm just like uncontrollably uncontrollably sliding off the bed because it's so heavy and wide.
With that mental image,
You just have a sleeping bag.
yeah, Malady sort of like
Right, ties
almost.
him down at night.
You have to put a seatbelt on him.
You'd get the hench tail and like crawl the hench
Wrap it. Yeah, he can hang on like
Oh, bottom slipped again.
Malady. With the practice of someone talking to a child.
Just hear it.
Sorry.
With the practiced effort of talking to a child, Malady is very much like, oh yes, a bunk bed, very good, Rowan.
Good,
I know,
I'm so
right?
proud of you.
Yeah. But she says, well, no, that is fine. If you have business outside the rest, we simply wanted to let you know we are here should you require our assistance. Or indeed, if we gain a lead on Ilkara, I imagine you would be interested in accompanying us to Dispense of Justice.
Yes.
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 If you learn anything of Ilkara as well, do let us know. If you encounter any information of her beyond the city, beyond the town, let me know.
We will. I mean, our journey might take us to nearby villages. We can ask around there.
Yes. And if there is anything, knowledge of the plains or of faith, my sister and I are happy to assist you with matters. I am quite the researcher, if need be. And my sister, as you have seen, is a competent sword when one is needed. Please come and speak to us should you need our aid. But with that, we shall let you get back to your business. This warm weather should do me some good. Perhaps a short walk, sister, and then find somewhere to sit down for a moment. Perhaps up by the cathedral. Oh, yes, I should. But she's like very softly kind of like has to nibble at it. Like,
They're raw,
yeah, raw carrots, always good. Nice healthy snack.
not washed.
Oh. Gets like a water skin out, pours a bit of water.
But yes, we'll keep you apprised of our plans and our whereabouts, just in case.
Excellent.
Yes.
Very good. All right, come, Benedicta. Scions and saints to all of you, and good day. I hope that we see each other once again.
Bye.
Pyrus and Melee, bless you. Makes her way off.
Okay, now let's exercise a ghost. In the Great Father's name.
Yeah, so do you want to just skip ahead until like everything's set up for the ritual and everything else?
I know that Ophelia
guess
just
so, yeah.
skipped off, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, you went back to the shrine, right, to
Let's
get things
get ready,
ready.
yeah.
It doesn't take long as night begins to fall, the sun begins to set, casting a heavy red glare over Ashen's Rest. It becomes almost a blood-red sky, a very ominous moment. A small figure arrives at the front of the Enticing Devil Inn. A little gnomish woman, pink hair, wearing a very simple little outfit. Just a pair of trousers, a little bodice and vest, kind of sort of smoothing her hair, adjusting her spectacles as ex-Illuminator Teresa Lavendale arrives. Hello, I'm here for Sister Ophelia. I think she's doing a sermon. She invited me. Is it all right to just come through?
Absolutely. It's really good to see you looking well again, Teresa.
Oh, thank you, Gruffith. Yes, I'm feeling much better. I must say, it was a little bit terrifying being I was in the jail when everything was happening, and it was very awful in there, I'm afraid to say, that some of the others that were arrested, well, it turns out that they were guilty. They were cultists, and they turned into these horrible things, and I prayed and I prayed and I hoped, and then that handsome orc gentleman, Zarontekis, him and Scions, bless her, or Grave, I don't know, but the former High Authority, and there was a young woman, a tiefling there with us, and they fought, and they helped me and a few others get out with them, but it was quite horrific, I must say. But I'm feeling better, and I'm glad to know that it wasn't me, and I wasn't responsible for anything, and yes. Sorry, that was a lot, wasn't it?
No, you've been through a lot, and I always had the faith that you were innocent.
Oh, I'm glad to know it. I did begin to doubt for myself for a while. I mean, I knew I wasn't a cultist, but I wondered if maybe something
was wrong with me, or I had an impure soul or something, and that is what allowed that awful thing to take hold of me, I guess. But that's sort of why I'm here, really. I've always been taught about scions and saints, but Sister Ophelia just seems to have something else, and I just thought maybe curiosity. It wouldn't hurt to learn more about other faiths, would it?
No, as I'm also finding, sometimes maybe it's good to take a look at what's going on in your life.
Yes, that's the way I see it. I think we've all been through quite a thing, haven't we, really?
Absolutely, we definitely have been through a variety of things recently.
Yes. So perhaps, at the right time to re-examine things. As an engineer, if you encounter problems or the things that you want to do aren't working, you try a different approach, and that's how I'm trying to see it. Yes.
Do you want me to accompany you?
That would be delightful. Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah, you take it through. A few moments later, another figure arrives at the front of the enticing devil, dressed in sort of black cloak, furred mantle, dark armor.
Good thing I'm not there.
Dark
Hello,
hair.
asshole.
Strong, very, very angry features. This is a man who wears a permanent scowl on his face, 5 o'clock shadow, probably played by Henry Cavill, kind of thing.
Really?
I did not.
Interesting.
He arrives and sort of approaches the inn, can see the shrine building, makes his way inside. Definitely like some slamming of windows and doors as Tyrea's another guest kind of enters. But he just like looks around. Be quiet, spirit. I mean you no harm here. And sort of makes his way through, finds his way to the shrine as Sir Vrax Kell arrives.
Can I just connect with Tyrea, and I will roll? 8 people can hear Tyrea, so I guess everybody can listen to Tyrea if she appears.
Do you want to include the strangers or just the crew?
No,
Yeah.
just the crew.
Okay.
But everyone can hear Tyrea if they choose to.
Tyrea has not manifested yet, so I'm assuming when she does,
When she does, I will.
Sure.
I will make sure to talk to her.
Yeah, she's not manifested just yet. It's only just beginning to get dark, like it's sunset. But yeah, Ophelia is Ophelia wearing anything like ceremonial robes or anything like that? Have you done anything different?
She turns up in like a full robe. I'm like, ah!
Damn, where's she
in?
Yeah, I think Ophelia would first of all have taken all her armor off, and her veil would be pulled over her face. She'd be in like this full blood red, long sleeve ceremonial gown, kind of like what Percival's wearing, very simple and understated, but you can tell it's been beautifully crafted. All the stitching is like immaculate, it's stunning, and there's like a silvery trim around the sleeves, falling around like the hood around her shoulders and down, spilling out below her feet. Just this lovely silver trim along the edge. Yeah, and she, I guess when everybody's seated, she'll be the last one to enter.
Does Percival does he have anything different? Is he like wearing a mask? Is he just in the robes?
He'll be in the robes, but I think he'll be behind Ophelia, like sort of carrying maybe like her sword.
Okay.
Carrying veracity as she walks
Just
through.
following you around, carrying the blade behind you like a blade bearer. Very cool.
Yeah.
Teresa, Gruff brings in Teresa. The others are kind of all sat down and ready. Teresa looking a little bit nervous, like she's like, "Oh, hello, Sister Ophelia. Thank you very much for inviting me."
Thank you for coming, Teresa. It's lovely to see you.
Of course, yes. Well, you were very kind enough to invite me, and I'm very curious to learn more about where you're from, and to learn more about this grave father, and be open to possibilities. So, thank you very much for having me. This is lovely.
Oh, thank you. Well, please take a seat anywhere you like.
Thank you very much.
We'll begin shortly.
If you don't mind, I would like to sit at the front just because it's hard for me to see otherwise.
Rowan's at the front.
Well, she'll sit next to you.
A seat next to.
Yes, you can.
One up here.
Yep, little halfling pulls herself up.
Carrot.
Yes, thank you.
Is the bowl like half empty at this point?
I keep filling it back up.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll take a carrot.
I didn't offer anyone else. Damn it. I'm set now.
Vrax Kell will enter. Sister Ophelia, I believe.
Vrexkel, oh, a pleasure. You made it.
Yes, I was curious enough to
Wonderful.
learn. Your homeland of Osseous is well known for necromantic power. I'm curious to learn more about this deity and what they can offer and what opportunities might strike for one such as myself.
Well, I'll be glad to teach you. Please take a seat anywhere you like.
Is it all right if I remain standing? I prefer to.
Of course.
Very good. You can see he's fully armed and armored as well. And as he kind of like takes a position, he leans up by the door. Definitely keeps like his like long blade within reach if he needs. His axe, sorry, his woodsman's axe if he needs to grab it. Definitely a kind of man who's like, no, I have to watch the entrances and exits and things like that. But yeah, so he takes his position. Unfortunately, nobody else shows up for now. But your other friends are all here.
Ophelia, would you like us to close the doors or?
We'll keep them open. We need to make sure Tyrea can find her way in.
Oh, is Tyrea another guest coming?
Oh, yes.
Teresa asks.
Teresa's is about to be freaked out.
All right, and then Ophelia, do you want to take it away?
If you're all ready, friends, thank you very much for coming tonight on this very special night. I am honored to have you all a guest in the House of Blood. Let us begin. We will give thanks to the Grave Father, so if you would please bow your heads in prayer.
Teresa would do it, like Teresa like bows her head. Vrexkel just sort of like inclines his head, but he keeps like one eye open. What about the rest of you? Who
Straight away.
I would look to see, because I'm curious, maybe Ophelia does it slightly differently, just to make sure I'm doing it appropriately. I don't know, is there a particular way you're doing it, or is it literally?
Just bow
Head
your
down?
head down.
Percival would comply as well, obviously. What about Gruff? Daisy's a no.
Daisy's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Nim would
I
not
don't
approve.
know.
It's all a bit blasphemous, isn't it, mate?
It's all a bit weird. Like he's
see,
questioning,
yeah.
but he's not.
He's not ready to
There,
Let's
he's
give
like- he's-
thanks to the Grave Father.
I think because she said like, let's
Hail
thank
Satan.
Grave Father. Like he's used to the bow your head and get
Yeah.
and he almost starts because of the automatic because it's so similar right to what would
Yeah.
happen in the cathedral.
Autopilot.
So he also but then when she said thanks to the Grave Father, he kind of I don't know, his eyes
Snaps
snap
it.
open and he's like he'll keep his head bowed, but I think he's gonna keep his eyes open, just not for. I think if you look, he's just very confused.
Yeah.
He's very confused.
Daisy will sort of hover by the door, I think, looking for, like, whenever Tyrea appears. I think she's just going to stay on the lookout, but yeah, she wouldn't join the...
All right, continue on.
We give our thanks and our eternal gratitude to the Lord. May the kindness of the Grave Father be repaid in flesh. Your guiding hands lift us from damnation. Arising from ash, our hearts beating, life coursing through our veins. Our mortal lives you keep safe in your loving arms. We breathe to serve you, who saved us from turmoil when we were abandoned, hopeless and weak. We celebrate you immortality, our pittance repaid when our last breaths are spent. Life is your gift, flesh is the price, blood is the fuel. Your love, our might, our savior, our forgiver, our teacher, our father. May you repent our mortal sins and deliver our souls to your eternal kingdom when our veins run dry. Flesh for the mortal, blood for the eternal. In your name, we give thanks.
Sort of murmuring. You kind of, Teresa kind of opens one eye, like making sure, like, oh, am I supposed to like stop now? Vrexkel kind of like leans back, kind of like nods. There's definitely a sort of like a nod of appreciation as he hears the words. You conduct the prayer. The red light of sunset filtering in through the open windows, through the red gauzy fabric, kind of bathes the whole shrine in that deep red for a moment as Ophelia's words echo around the rebuilt shrine. Ophelia, do you want to use any of as part of this ritual, would you like to use any of your shrine powers?
Yeah, I think, let's see. I'd like to send a short message to the Grave Father.
Okay. What would your message be?
Can you please open the way for Tyrea?
Okay. So this would be, you would like go to the front, you would pray.
Light the candles, light the incense.
The incense is a heady rose scent, mixed in with churned earth, kind of feeling quite floral, surprisingly so. The candles, they're kind of engraved with runes. Their flames turn black as Ophelia begins to speak. Do you speak out loud or in your mind when you send this message?
I speak out loud.
Okay. And you hear these words. Daisy, you're the first to see because you were keeping an eye out, but drifting in as the last few bits of daylight disappear and night fully comes. You see just that soft blue glow from around the corner of the inn, filling the quite haunting-looking garden. The last few rays just kissing the top of the apple tree in the garden as the blue figure of Tyrea comes round the corner, the horrific scarred face, the tattered clothes.
I'll wave to her and smile.
She looks at you. There's like a faint upturning of the mouth on the non-scarred side, maybe a smile, and she bows her head to you as she drifts in. Vraxkel immediately puts it as the spirit drifts past him. He doesn't attack. He just is taken. He's startled. He's like, huh, and then it drifts past him into the shrine, and he kind of eases off. Now, very curious, as Tyrea comes in and almost seems to float into one of the empty pews, as if sitting, as almost called by her own name. Teresa at the front has not seen the ghost yet, because she's watching Ophelia, and she's kind of like, oh, this is, very nice. Who's Tyrea? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe whispering to Rowan.
Rowan's hyperventilating from the speech.
Yeah.
Gripping his bowl.
Only Ophelia would hear the response. But there is a moment where all of you think for a second that statue of the grave father, you could swear that for a brief moment, its jaw of the skeleton, even though it's set in stone, it appears to be moving. But for Ophelia, that statue does speak. My child, a great gift you bring to us here. The spirit is strong. She will be a worthy child. I will teach you how to send her to me.
Thank you, my lord.
You see in your mind, Ophelia, a ritual. You see what you need for this ritual. You hear the grave father. A mirror large enough for the spirit to walk through. A black onyx, size of your palm, engraved with a symbol of the House of Shadows. The spirit's body, you must recover it, burn it, any remains, till they are ash. Then mix with fresh blood and paint the mirror black. Under a night sky, speak these words to the mirror. Let the black gate be opened. Enshroudis Sanctorum. Do this, and the way shall be opened for Tyrea. You have done well, my child. I am proud of you. It stops. All of you can sense that something happened. It is a change in the air. The sound of a coffin lid being closed. The hairs on the back of your neck standing as if a spirit passed you by. Power shifts in this shrine for just a brief moment. Tyrea, you hear, thanks to Daisy's abilities, did he answer?
He did, my dear. We will find a way back for you. I know how to do it now.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Tyrea.
She just drifts away into nothing. You all are
Yeah.
in this moment.
I think for the majority of it, I'm almost watching Ophelia like move with such confidence and familiarity with the world that she's in now, and I guess it is completely different to how you are when you roam like Ilmera and stuff. I don't know.
This is like, this is home.
There's
I mean,
something
even just like listening to the way that she spoke, it was so different to the sort of
Yeah.
frivolous and flamboyant Ophelia. This was Sister Ophelia.
Yeah.
You know. This
Yeah,
is,
I think there is something just innately like captivating about that. That it's hard to be drawn in, I suppose, by the performance of it and the way you clearly like wholeheartedly believe in this thing. It's your entire life, right? So it's hard not to just sit there in almost in awe of Ophelia in this space.
As a point, actually, you've just reminded me as well. Could I please have from Ophelia? This could either be, I'll give you a number of choices of a skill to use. You could either use religion, performance, or persuasion.
Ooh. Religion and persuasion are both +5.
And you have a full set of fate over here.
I'll use a fate as well.
Oh, excellent.
Got it.
I'm going to go for religion.
Okay.
12 total. I got a 2 and a 5.
12 total.
Yeah.
As your speech was as it was, and there is definitely a sense here that when you look at the faces of Raxcal and Teresa, you have not won them over yet, but you have kept their interest. Teresa is just looking at you quite in awe of the way that you spoke, but perhaps it's the newness, the unfamiliarity, maybe some of the wording didn't quite hit her in the same way. She's a little bit distracted by everything going on, but she's like smiling at you and she's kept her interest, but she's not a follower. Like, it's going to take some time to maybe like completely win her over. Vraxkel, like, when he saw your interaction with Tyrea, and like, he's definitely picked up like, okay, yeah, this is real. This is actually perhaps more than what I was expecting. And he's kind of got like a begrudging respect. Again, not quite won over. It will take multiple checks. Like, the higher you can roll, the better. But you've kept their interest for now.
Can I try and like do something? Can I try another little?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know this is all unfamiliar territory, but let me tell you a story about how I came to be a believer of Osseous and the House of Blood. I was not living a life of passion and bliss. I was shut away. I was an anomaly. But I was given another chance. The House of Blood gave me their gifts and purged my body, and I was reborn. Under their tutelage, I adapted, I feasted, and I grew stronger. The Greyfather blessed me with his necromantic powers, and without him, I would be shut away in a small room on a little farm somewhere, and it's because of him and because of the House of Blood that I have been given this second chance, well, third chance now. So trust me, this is all very real, and I promise you I will not lead you astray. I will not abandon you. Give me your hands and I will show you his path, a new path.
You see that this kind of more direct personal experience latches more onto Teresa. It doesn't seem to hit Vraxkel in the same way, but Teresa like looks up at you and roll an insight check for me as well. Anybody, people are all for this. It's just Ophelia's kind of taking the lead.
Dog shit. 6.
6. There's a look there, but not one you're able to really place. But there is a look up into your eyes, a very serious look on her face. Did you want to make a roll as well, Kim?
Nope. 9.
And she sort of very nervously like offers her hands because you said like take my hands and show. And you're not sure if she's just confused, but she almost like instinctively wants to reach out and take your hand. And then she sort of like gives them over to you. I don't know if I'm deserving of anyone's help, really. I'm not sure what I would even have to offer something like this Greyfather. I wasn't a very good engineer, and I'm not a very good. I'm not beautiful or strong or any of those things, really. I don't know if there's much I could offer in return. I wouldn't know how to repay such a thing.
You told me before that you like pottery, yes? You like creating.
Oh, very much so. It's why I became an engineer. I love jewelry and glass blowing and creating of all kinds, really. I don't know if I still am, but I always believed in the teachings of Saint Massara and creating and things like that. But well, after everything that happened with the lamplighters, I'm just not sure if maybe that's not what I'm meant to do. After all, it was sort of all because of me that all of these horrid things happened.
It wasn't because of you. It was because of those foul demons and those lying lamplighters.
Yes.
You had nothing to do with it, much as like we were just all caught up in it.
Yes, I suppose.
Your passions are a gift of life. Follow those passions. Let them guide you. Let your heart guide you. You don't need to be strong. You don't need to be brave, fierce, beautiful. You just need to be you. And then what comes afterwards is your payment to the Greyfather.
What payment is that? What does he ask of you?
Well, if I ascend, then, well, let's not get into the superlatives of everything, but my mortal body, shall we say, is payment for the life that I have lived because of the Greyfather, because he saved us when humanity was abandoned. He took pity on us, lifted us from the ashes, taught us necromancy, and allowed us to pursue our passions in life, do the things that we love. And then what comes after is our payment.
You are allowed to just pursue what you want? You don't have to
Yes.
work? Or...
No, not at all, because the work is what comes afterwards, but then you're not alive to even worry about it.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad.
It's really not.
Well, thank you, sister. You've given me a lot to think about, I think. Are these weekly or monthly?
Well, we're about to go away, I think, for a little while. Let's say monthly for now, and then we can touch base after that and see where we're at.
Right, I would like to come again if I may.
It would be lovely to have you.
And I know that it is, and she
pulls out like a little coin purse and she counts out a few silver coins.
Teresa, my
She
darling.
is there like, does Rowan have the 2 bowls?
I forgot the other bowl.
Tips out the carrots.
Oh, and she puts the 3 silver coins in there. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's tradition, but to give a donation for your wisdom and your guidance and your kind words, at least. Thank you. A pleasure to meet you all. I'm sad that this Tyrea didn't seem to come by, because the spirit's already faded. She didn't know she was there.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you all. It's been very, very pleasant evening.
Thank you.
And she'll kind of get up and she looks at the little statue of the grave father, and she'll just bow her head.
Blessings of the grave father to you.
Oh, and to you, and sort of trundles out. Vraxkel will sort of unfold his arms. I do not know about this payment and service, but you have power. That I can tell. Thank you. And this grave father, there is power here too. I've seen the power of the scions of the saints. Saint Altheya, but none of the saints, only Malir knows the power of death. Altheya wishes to avoid it. A warrior, true, but you've given me much to think about, Sister Ophelia. This grave father, you say that you were given gifts. I heard you talk of ascensions.
Yes.
Is this something that any of the followers of the grave father can achieve?
Well, there are those in my court that have ascended to higher positions than I. I wish to reach even further than them.
And these positions come with power,
Yes.
abilities. And your house is one of many?
5.
One of 5. Perhaps I will return next month as well.
It would be lovely to have you, Sir Vraxkel.
Indeed. Good night.
Good night. Sleep well.
Just very, very coolly tries to leave.
Walks into a
Definitely, yeah. No, but definitely kind of like walks away with a kind of like, interesting.
Okay. Still like, will you give me abs? Nice.
There was definitely a little bit more of a like of, and this may be a thing that your characters would know, Erdeskir is very pragmatic. And
What
the
is their
idea,
dragon? The colour?
black dragon.
Black dragon.
So they already have like a connection to using darker magic. Not necessarily always necromancy, but necromancy is definitely used. But using curses and maybe what other people would call darker, more evil magic.
Warlock key.
Yeah, to them they see that if it helps me do what I need to do, I'll do it.
Sure.
Right? They are the means justify the end kind of thing. So the idea of like a religious power where he could be like, oh, like if I worship them, they'll give me powers that I think are useful. That sounds interesting. Oh, yeah, all right, I'll have a think.
Okay.
Because with the scions, it's a little bit different. Like, you have to prove that you're worthy, and even then, like it's only when you're dead do you get the power. You know, clerics and stuff. You know, none of them really give the sort of power that maybe he's looking for. So yeah, definitely have put some hooks in.
Okay.
Got a bag of paladin and I.
Yeah. Would you like, now that we are at the RP, would you like a refresher on some of the things that were needed for this ritual, or did you manage to get everything?
Everything, mirror,
didn't
full
find
size.
I think we did.
Yeah.
No, we found the knife.
We found an arm,
I think we found the bones in the cellar.
Did we find both?
You did not. You found the knife.
We
in
found
the
the
cellar.
knife.
Where did we find?
body,
yeah. Okay.
cover it and burn it.
We haven't found her.
Mixed.
Paint,
Yeah.
mix
Can
it
we
with
ask
the
Tyrea
blood,
where her
paint
body is?
Can.
Could do.
the blood, mirror, and then
Yeah.
say the words that the black gate be opened. Oh, it was the last bit of the
Enshroudis Sanctorum.
rounded sanctorum. Super duper, thank
The
you.
onyx, the palm-sized black onyx, a palm-sized onyx like that, like a really nice one, will cost you about 200 gold.
Cool.
Could be bought from a jeweler, from a jeweler.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we were intending to do anyway, right? Or at least do this.
Yeah.
Worth it for
Thing.
the, Tyrea and also the getting the inbound.
Yeah.
What did that
No,
say?
you're right. Yeah, what you said was correct. Okay. It just came out wrong.
We get in. Tyrea good.
Yeah, Rowan. I think
Rowan.
I think yeah, throughout the entire speech, like I was saying, it's hard not to be drawn in by Ophelia. I think, like, for Xanthias, he's not, like, turning into a believer of the Greyfather as much as just, like, having more belief in Ophelia
Oh.
as a speaker of this religion. So, like, I'll listen to you talk about the Greyfather. It doesn't mean I'll attend Greyfather sermons or anything like that. But yeah, just that confidence and passion that you have
personality.
for it. Yeah, sure. But I mean, there was one bit you mentioned that I think would kind of hit Xanthias a little bit, where you were talking about how your Greyfather rescued you from working on a farm for the rest of your life. Whereas for Xanthias, it's because of my father that I was sent onto this farm to be exiled. So it's like there's some parallels, I suppose, that he saw in that sort of struck Xanthias a bit, I think. But yeah, he definitely admired the performance, I guess, and the shrine itself.
There would definitely be, throughout all of that, for you, Daisy. Nim can hear most of it because you're in the room, so Nim can hear it. Nim, there would definitely be just maybe a few words. She wouldn't say too much, they wouldn't want to say too much. They wouldn't want to get too involved, but just there'd be you feel a sense of pity. And Nim would probably say something like, "Poor girl, poor girl, to be so taken in, to think that monster would care about her, would care about anything other than itself and its slow, endless procession of death. It gives out trinkets in exchange for the beauty of life. I feel sorry for her."
Interesting. I don't think Daisy would say anything because I think she's just she likes Ophelia.
Yeah.
She
And you've seen
doesn't-
Ophelia as a good person, like tries to help
like-
people and
but she still doesn't agree with the grave father. She thinks the whole thing is very scary to her. So she's just like
yeah. How's Gruff doing after that little sermon?
I think, Gruff. I've written 2 bits down from the sermon that you gave, sort of paraphrasing a little bit, more actually from the speech that you, the kind of backstory that you gave to Teresa and Rax afterwards. And there's 2 kind of lines that stood out, and that was, he allows us to pursue our passions and do the things we want to do, which resonated with Gruff because obviously he's had to work hard, for his village to survive, and it's only now, later in life, that he can leave to pursue what he really wanted to do, But then with the "you are given power and ascension for your service," I think he definitely didn't agree with that, because for him, I don't think he would believe that, I don't think he'd feel right that a god would give him his powers. Because he's doing this whole thing to be a knight. He's given tasks, he's given things to do.
Earning it.
He's earning it, and he's not earning it just like, by worshipping, a god, but he's earning it for himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he really resonates with that bit, because he's like, what am I doing then if I'm earning it for myself? I'm not just, worshipping someone and then giving, and then what's the price of that? You can just take it away,
Quite a bit of a conflict, maybe, that Gruff's like, as he's listing, like,
interesting.
quite conflicted emotions that Gruff's feeling as he goes through it all.
But then also I think he's conflicted about the signs and saints as well for everything. So Gruff, I think, is just having a real religious meltdown right now. It's cool.
And then there's Rowan, just like sat there, like, is it just scary or is there more
Rome was
to it?
genuinely freaked out, I think, by the whole situation that he found himself in. Beyond him doing creature comforts to make things seem a little better, like making carrots for everybody, he was trying to placate his fears, very much so. But when Ophelia, sister of Ophelia, started making her speech, and like Xanthias feels, very emboldening, very captivating, scary for Rowan. Rowan senses the power. He understands that it could very much be real. He's very easily drawn in by people saying things, and he's freaked out. He's freaked out by death. He's freaked out by the idea of, people.
You've seen the power that Tyrea, like that awful curse that she inflicted. Like that's a strong power.
But it's all internalized, apart from the fact that his carrot ball is shaking.
I feel like all of us believe in Ophelia, though, like you said. Like,
Yeah. Don't believe in the Grey Father, I believe in Ophelia.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very interesting.
Yeah, Daisy doesn't want to have anything to do with the Grey Father, so she's like, I'm just going to stay on the outskirts.
Kind of lingering by
Try
the
and be,
door
like-
and like.
Try and be a supportive friend, but also, that's not my place.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think we've all been there. Yeah. If you have like a religious friend and you're just sort of like, that's great for you.
That's great
I'm
for
go-
you, yeah.
I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
So with that, like, Ophelia, you kind of finish the burning of the candles and the incense. Whatever rituals or rites. For me, I like to imagine that, like, especially in the House of Blood, it would be tradition for the priests and maybe the devout to spill a little blood into the chalice, that he's holding. So it's like a little cut, and you put a little bit of blood in there and
Because
stuff like
Percy's got veracity,
Yeah.
so she'd probably take veracity from from Percy and just draw it across her hand.
that. A little bit of blood into the chalice, and just and you see that when the blood drops enter, it does dry very quickly. But yeah, so it'd be like a little thing just to finish off the ceremony. It'd be like the last sort of payment that you make. It is now night. It is now fully
Rowan
evening.
thigh slaps. Well,
That's the point that we're at.
Must be getting on.
Yes, a truly wonderful service.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
That's the right word for it, I guess?
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you think so. Thank you again so much for coming. It really does. It means a lot. It really does.
I'm happy to assist.
I know it's not the faith that you all share, but just you being here means a lot.
Well, I think you may have won over those two, at least in some small way.
I hope so.
But no, happy to help and I guess maybe attend some more just to see how things go. It's not a crime to see how other people explore their beliefs.
Oh, that would be lovely.
what do we need to do for Tyrea? Should we talk to her?
Yes, so... Oh, yes, you didn't hear the Grave Father speak?
No. I think if I did, I might have run away.
Oh, it's just me then. Okay, so... We need a full-size mirror, big enough for a human to pass through, Tyrea specifically the human, a black palm-sized onyx, engraved with the House of the Shadows on it. I can take care of that part, that's fine. We need to find Tyrea's body.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
You
We
need to
don't
find
know
her
where
body.
that is.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Well, that's...
That's a small block on that one.
Just a little one. We'll work on that one, and then when we find it, we need to burn it until it is nothing left. Oh, and then we need to mix that with blood.
Not it.
It's okay. And we need to mix that with blood.
Whose
Tyrea's ashes then need to be mixed with blood.
blood?
Just fresh blood.
Just fresh blood.
Oh, just
How
fresh.
Not
much?
it.
How much?
Enough so you think you can then paint the mirror with it.
Oh.
A full-size
A
human
full-size humanoid mirror with blood and ash.
humanoid mirror.
Right.
A wing mirror. Drive my
Mirror
car
is
through it.
shaped like a person.
It's terrible.
You can get one made like that. This is my hole. It was meant for me.
Okay, right,
How
okay.
dare you, Junji me?
I've never read it because it terrifies
So
me.
good,
I
so
don't-
horrible.
Yeah, I can't read that stuff. I can't.
That's
But I know
Yeah.
And I need to do that under a full moon, and then
Under a
under
full
a night sky even.
Night
under
sky.
a
Oh,
night
okay.
sky.
Has to be done at night.
okay.
And then I need to speak the words, and then Tyrea can then pass through.
Oh, so not in the actual shrine itself.
We could probably do it in the shrine, it just has to be under a night sky. To be done.
Okay. Okay.
Just a small list of things.
Just small.
Just a little one.
Yeah, I mean, finding the body is a tough ask, but finding that much.
Well, I was gonna say, anybody, you are free to make some checks or ask questions because you did do a little bit of research about this before. You might have forgotten some stuff, but there's also some things that you might just know about magic or undead or necromancy in Ophelia's case that might give you some hints and clues because there's definitely like things here that you might have picked up on
Okay.
before. Because I think somebody did some research. I know Rowan did a little bit about ghosts.
We did Cavon research, so
Yeah,
I don't
I'll do a
have the
history
notes
check.
about-
Sure.
I'll just see if you remember it.
Can we just ask
Or-
her?
You could also just try and ask Tyrea, yeah?
We still
Absolutely.
have. We can still speak with her just now.
Yeah.
So.
She's in the ethereal plane, but I think like you can still speak to her.
I got a 12.
A 12. You do remember something like from the books and research that you read, Rowan. You can't imagine that her body will be too far from the site of her haunting. It's probably in the grounds of the inn, the garden, or the shrine somewhere. It will be somewhere here. And generally, wherever the remains are buried, concentrates necrotic energy. So it will manifest as like behaviors. So, you know, the haunted inn, the haunted grounds, the garden, something like that. She will be nearby. She can't be too far. Her body can't be too far.
Well, I'll tell everybody. I think I can find them. If you just give me 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to come with you? I don't know if you'll find it particularly harrowing.
Harrowing.
Or finding a
No, I'll just
body.
find out where they are and then.
Okay, I can deal with the
I'll let
after
you
the
know
fact.
where they are.
Okay, I can come
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. It's a latte fun opener.
But yeah, I'm going to use my harmonious recall to try and connect with the grounds.
So where are you going to do that? Here in the shrine? Do you go out into the
I'm
garden?
going to go into
inn?
the garden, I think, so
Okay.
to connect with the grass,
The
and
actual
nature,
grass and the
soil.
earth. Yeah, the soil. So yeah, you begin. How does it work, Rowan? Is this like you begin like, you know, tapping out a rhythm, like
I use the
vibrations?
sostenuto, my
Sostenuto.
my lute, and I strum an unearthly deep note that wouldn't be possible usually on the lute, but it carries a vibration through that then ripples into the grounds, and that seems to carry through my fingers, and I push it into the ground and then
Yeah, you
match
feel
the
it.
frequency.
Almost like a pulse, like a echolocation, like as it echoes out. You can immediately tell a few things, Rowan. And you're already in this agitated, quite harrowed sense, already quite afraid. And you realize that, yeah, this place is just drenched in wrong magic. Like this place, this inn, these grounds, Tyrea's spirit is connected to all of it, but her sorrow, her anger, her rage, and just the nature of her violent death, the horror that was achieved here, all the years of her haunting, all the fear of people that have tried to come and go, kids that have broken in, have been forgotten, all of that fear is seeped into this malignant aura that kind of is attached to the place here. And it's made it very strong. And that vibration continues, and the next thing you learn is that there are roots that go all through the grounds. Roots, vines, thorny branches, all of it just spread out through the soil and the earth, underneath the inn, underneath the shrine, around the cellar, through the garden, and those roots all connect to the apple tree. And buried at the base of the apple tree, deep down in the earth by those roots, you feel the presence of skeletal remains.
I think his eyes would snap open, and it would take him a minute. He'd be breathing heavily from absorbing all that aura, that malignant. He was already, like you say, on edge. And yeah, he'd go to Ophelia, kind of a little shaky and a little of a shell, and just point at the apple tree.
Are you okay?
This place, it's, what they did. Poor Tyrea.
Yes.
It lingers here. Be good for her to go.
We'll give her another chance.
Yes. But yes, the tree.
Thank you, Rowan.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sort of just pat his shoulder. You go get some rest.
I lean down for the pat.
It's been a tough day, honestly. I don't think the carrots really kicked off. I'll find something better for the next.
Oh, they love the
Service.
carrots.
Well,
Did you? Teresa was having a little.
Teresa
nibble.
had a ball with them, but
We'll work on it. We'll get
I
some more
forgot the donation bowl. as
Oh, it's
well.
okay. It's okay.
Now there's carrots on the floor in the shrine.
Don't worry, we'll clean
Percival's already cleaned them up.
it up. Percival's
already
taking care
done.
of it.
You did a great job. I just want to say it's really freaky, but honestly, I
It's
thought
okay,
it was
it's okay.
really cool.
Oh, thank you. And you did a great job just now.
Thank you.
You go get some rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lie down.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
go lay down.
Yeah.
I'll take
So
care of
Rowan's going to
this.
head inside, go up to your room.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and Ophelia, where are you going to go? You're going to
Go to
start.
the apple tree. Yeah.
Okay, so just shovel out the shed.
Well, you
Gruff,
did you say you were going for the
Gruff will.
onyx? You said you were able to sort the onyx as well. Or was that?
You can do the symbol. Yeah, you need
Yeah,
to
do
buy
the
one.
symbol.
Oh, it was a symbol,
need
of
to buy
course.
one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So Gruff and Ophelia are going to go to the tree, find like a shovel on the way. What's Daisy and Xanthias going to do?
I think I'll probably just tell Tyrea what we're doing, just as a more of like an inform her that it is happening. We are currently working on it. The earth might be a little bit disturbed, but don't worry about it. Stay in the house for now.
So when you say that, and Xanthias, what are you doing?
I think I would go and help Ophelia and Gruff.
Okay.
With the,
So Ophelia,
Sounds
Gruff, and Xanthias are all making their way to the tree, and like Gruff and Ophelia maybe find some shovels and things like that. And you guys, start to dig as Daisy's speaking to Tyrea. And Tyrea, as you begin explaining it, and when she sort of seems to realize what is happening, she seems to like keep glancing over towards the tree. They should be careful. There is something wrong. And as you dig,
Is that, can
and
we not
as
all
you
hear
dig
that?
down, no. Well, this is at the moment. It's just Daisy.
Okay.
Because the way this telepathy works is it's like you speak and then you can pass the messages around and
Right,
stuff.
okay.
I don't think it's like a group call.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
bunch of one-to-one PMs. As you dig, the tree flexes and creaks, and you see parts of the bushes, a tendrillous vine, a thorny vine begin to whip into shape as that oppressive feeling in the garden, as you begin to disturb the remains, and as that shovel, as it hits something, the tree seems to, as streaks of ghostly blue and green energy begin to wisp off of it, and that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Oh, you make us fight a tree?
Yeah. Well,
style.
it's a case of, there are costs to freeing Tyrea this
Yeah.
way, as there would be costs to freeing her another way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But with this, that is where we're going to end today's episode. Thank you all very
Okay.
much. Excellent job all round. Lovely little episode. Lovely, yeah. Excellent job on the
lovely
sermon.
sermon, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool sermon. We will be back next week.
No, we won't.
No, not next week. That's when we're taking a break next week. And then the week after, we'll be back.
Nope.
Yes. Wait.
You're away.
Yeah, but we're going to do a thing. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
We're doing it for the third week.
We'll figure it out.
We'll let you know.
let you know.
We'll let you
Check
know.
on the Twitter. and et
There's going to be
cetera.
board games next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. There'll be something next week. But yeah, we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.